What is going on, people? Hope everybody had a good day. Is having a good night so far. It is Friday night. It is time for another Skull Bro show. I think MRE's working, probably on his way home now, I would imagine. So whenever he gets around, we'll start our regular news and trash on blast and all our normal topics for the week. How's everybody doing? Kamel, Mickey, Jane, Edwin, good to see you. Hope you're well. Listening to a little Descendants right now. Packing this thing up. Getting all my links ready and stuff like that. Yeah, I can't complain. It was a pretty good week. Pretty laid back, not too bad. A lot of weird things happening out in the earth, though, I'll tell you that. A lot of weird things happened this week and last week. What's up, Billy? Good to see you. Hope you're well. Like I said, just hanging out a little bit, getting this, starting to smoke, get this thing packed up. Play a little music while we sit here and shoot the shit until MRE gets here. I had a lot of interesting news this week, though. So I'm looking forward to getting into some of that with everybody. Don't just play things without me picking them, you fucking bastard. What is this? Yeah, no thanks. I'm good. Thank you, though. Let's just kick off. Fucking Milo Goes to College. We'll just play this right from the top. Just let that go so I don't have to worry about it too much. Advertisement, advertisement, advertisement. Here we go. What's this, David? Diddy has alien freak off vids. Oh, I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that. I've always said if there are aliens and they come to Earth, the very first thing that's going to go down is humanity is going to want to know, do you have any drugs and how do we fuck? I know that's crass, but that is the truth. Humans will just basically be trying to figure out how to have sex with the aliens. Hey, and depending on what the aliens are like, they might be doing the same thing. You ever seen the old movies Earth Girls Were Easy? You never ever know. But yeah, that's the only thing that, or not the only, that's like the first thing that'll happen though. The only thing they'll be worried about. Do you have drugs? What do they do? Can we take them? Will they affect us? And which one of you is down to make a porno? What's up, Maddie? Always good to see you, bro. Hope everything is good with you. Oh, here, we'll throw Edward's comment up here real quick. Yeah, tonight's suggested topic, Tyson fight, real or false. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to try not to come across as too much of a dick, even though I do anyway, because I'm always so fucking jaded on life and cynical of everything. But I absolutely despise that fucking kid. Both of those brothers are literally worthless wastes of skin and air. The one kid got his money by playing a half a fag fat kid on fucking kid shows. And then, put his money into all kinds of weird things to just rip people off, like energy drinks and garbage. He has some fucking bullshit podcast. Sounds like a total douchebag, fucking do you even lift bro kind of a dude. He's just a total loser. Total fucking loser. My humble opinion, Tyson shouldn't have gave the guy the time of day, let alone allowed his picture to be put next to his name put next to his, step into a ring with him, any of that. Tyson should have just not even gave this fucking kid the time of day. For that kid, this is all just a game. It's all a hype and marketing. Let's try and be famous game. He's wearing fucking diamond encrusted ear protectors into the ring. I mean, what the fuck, dude? It's just straight up fucking douchebag. He's getting paid twice what fucking Tyson's getting paid. Just on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, Jane Perry, the Fibby has a book coming out, the Book of Fibs. Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, so I mean, the fight is basically false. To answer that question, it's not a real fight. Get the fuck off my phone with your advertisements. It's not a real fight. It's an exhibition with some bullshit rules. But He fucking slapped him because he stepped on Mike Tyson's foot. Who said that? David James said he slapped him. Yeah, so he slapped him because he fucking crawled up and like trying to be all sneaky and funny, and he stepped on his fucking toes. And everybody knows Mike Tyson has a thing about stepping on his toes and stepping on his feet, or anybody that follows him rather and has watched the interviews and things like that he's given. Uh, so yeah, I mean, you couple that with the fact that the kid's just been ultra fucking disrespectful, even like was saying things about Tyson's dead daughter to try and fucking instigate it. And just the kid's a fucking total waste of skin and air. Him and his fucking brother, they're both garbage people. They're both absolute fucking just entitled douchebags. Just do you even lift, bro? Jock fucking douchebags. Straight up. So that's my 2 cents on that thing. That's why I say, I know I come across as cynical and jaded and all that kind of shit often, but that's my honest opinion on this fight. I'm not watching it. I have Netflix, so I'll end up seeing the clips like every human, even if you didn't want to, unless you live under a rock, it's going to come up on your feed. So, you know, I'm sure I'll see some of it. But I'm not going to intentionally watch it. I'm not going to give it a rating. But it doesn't seem to matter what I do because they already have like the highest box office this, highest fucking box office that, I guess, in history. What's up, KD? What the fuck you talking about, KD? I know you're kidding, dude. I was like, what you talking about, Willis? No, it was good to see you, KD. I hope you're well, man. I'm watching it for Katie. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it's very funny, but I don't know what that means. But yeah, so that was my 2 cents on that. Hang on, let me get this thing, this pipe packed up real quick. There's a little bit left in there. Let's finish that off first. But yeah, I hope everybody had a good week, man. My week wasn't too bad. I had a couple days that were like super fucking busy. I worked like gnarly hours on Wednesday. I think I woke up, did a couple things, that I had to do for the fam, and then just jumped straight into work. And then I fucking stopped for a little while to like make and eat dinner, and I went right back in and just started working again until I think fucking 10, 11 o'clock at night, maybe. Oh, I got you, KD. So you just... Oh, sorry, I was looking at another one of these comments. David James said Tyson's bite is worse than his bark. Yeah. Tyson's not a game, even at fucking... What is he, 50? Is he 58? These Fangold Disgraziata fucking bullshit commercials. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, his bite's definitely... He's definitely still got it in him. He's not a fucking joke. The guy's not a joke, And KD, yeah, you walked in on me calling somebody a douchebag. I was talking about the Jake Paul fag. Dude's a total loser. Right on, KD. I'm still smoking on those fucking snow caps, bro. This shit is retardation in a fucking jar. Unreal, the smoke. Unreal. It's been baked. I've been trying to only smoke it like at night, and I've been definitely sleeping like sounder at night. I'll pack like a full bowl of these snow caps, bro, and smoke that, and I'm ready. I'm ready for bed, basically. Oh, for sure, KD. I'm gonna put that up. Yeah, if you grew up on Mike Tyson, he's the GOAT, and at 58, he's still a beast. Forget about it, he's a beast. Yeah, I've seen his training videos and all that. I'm sure a lot of people have. Yeah, the snow caps I've got are fucking crazy, bro. They're really, really good. I like the THCA coating on them. It's nice. Yeah. I've done the same thing, but I like this because it's already just in and all over the fucking bud. Yeah, of course. Yeah, the THCA is not all that super expensive. You could totally do it yourself. Absolutely. But this was convenient. I saw it. I grabbed it, and it's been excellent smoke. Excellent smoke. The buds, the base of the snow caps are great. And then, yeah, all powdered. They're literally white. Yeah, they're literally white. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, definitely good smoke, man. Definitely good smoke. Um, but yeah, I've been watching Mike Tyson's training videos and stuff, and like his sparring. He looks great, man. He looks great. Yeah, and wake, what does it say? Wake MRE up, tell him to punch the clock and come on. Yeah, he's like I said, he probably had to work a little bit. A lot of times on Friday nights, he's like just getting home around 10:30, like going out walking the dog and all that. Um, yeah, we'll give him all the time he needs. He'll come around. Oh yeah, no, that's cool, KD. That's really cool, man. Yeah, that's cool. You're making them, bro. Billy says MRE's grounded. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, no, I hope you enjoy making them too, man. Like, I got into a phase like a couple years ago where I was making like a lot of candy and shit like that, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, man. Messing with all the flavors and the colors, and I went Wonka and had some fun. I was making making things like the total opposite color of what the flavor you would associate it with, and that was fun. And that was fun. I'd have friends. I'd give them like bags of gummies, and they would look like that peach color, but they'd be grape flavored. And did the same thing with the purple ones, making them like lemon flavored and stuff like that. It was a trip. It was fun. We had a good time. I was making a bunch of hard candy and a bunch of gummies, and I made some chocolate. I made chocolate bars. I made these like little I don't know what the fuck you call them. They're like the kind you'd get out of like the little chocolate boxes, but like shit in the middle. Um, I don't know. I personally am not like a huge fan of chocolate like on the day, from day to day anyway. So that might have to have something to do with it. I'm not as, but I just really wasn't like super. It was just, you know, make chocolate, pour it in the mold. It wasn't. I didn't really have as much fun with it as I did like making all the different gummies and the different hard candies and lollipops and stuff like that. I had a good time with that. Yeah, Rocco's probably walking MRE. Yeah, this is if he had him hanging out while he was at work and he had to go to the bathroom. That might be he's a powerful dog. Tyson could have been a billionaire. He had horrible direction. Well, Tyson's come a long way, man. He had a very, very, very rough early start. You know, uh, in his personal life as a young man and through his teenage years, and then a lot of people taking advantage of him, not really giving a shit about him. And that goes to your point about having horrible direction. I'm sure that's exactly, where you're going with that. Um, but yeah, those people didn't give a shit about him, man, which is very, very unfortunate. And then he got accused of all that horrible shit and went to prison. But he even says that, that happening to him was one of the best things that ever happened to him. I won't repeat that about someone. I'll just take his word for it because he came out a little more grounded. And over the years, he's calmed a lot. He's had a lot of really good, I think, hallucinogenic experiences. He did he was doing the toad, he was doing the mushrooms. Like for certain, I know he was doing those things. Uh, and he talks about, ego death quite often. So, I mean, I'm proud of Mike Tyson, man. He's come a long, long, long way. Yeah, well, I mean, I still don't really I don't want to get into a lot of that, David James. What you said, Robin Givens and her mother took him to the cleaners. Like, I don't really agree with that verdict. Um, I think that was a lot of fuckery. I think it was a lot of fuckery. What's up, Cuban B? Hope you're well, bro. Yeah, that's the one, Edwin. That's who we're talking about. Yeah, he got taken advantage of big time and robbed. Yeah, he owed a lot of money for a while, and his newest wife helped him kind of get centered and understand finance a little bit more. Took a little bit more control over the purse strings. You know, yeah, Mickey. That actually irritated me when I found it's literally double for this fight. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's part of what I said about this fucking kid in the first place, which is he's all hype and marketing. He like arranges these events like for his own import. You know what I mean? Um, so he's being a douchebag in taking the lion's share of the money that's coming through just because he can. You know, if he was a decent human being, if he had any respect for the sport, if he had any respect for who Mike Tyson is as a person, let alone as a brand and as an athlete, he would insist on it being a 50-50 split at least, you know, at least. But, you know, it's up to Tyson, right? He went along with it. He's making 20 million and the Paul kid's taking 40. And like I said, this kid is such a prima donna fucking penis taster that he's wearing, you know, diamond encrusted fucking ear protectors and all kinds of dumb shit, man. Satin and fucking lace, basically. You know, he should wear a fucking lace front, as far as I'm considered. Yeah, yeah. What the fuck, man? It's just a mess. It's a mess. I hope he gets the fucking break speed off of him. I mean, I really wish the fight wasn't happening at all. Like I said, he doesn't deserve it. And Tyson, as a person, I mean, I'm sure he wanted the money, and that's his decision again. But a lot of people feel the same way, which is you shouldn't have gave this kid the time of day. He's not worth it. He hasn't earned it. He's a nobody. You know, let alone allow his name to be next to yours and have him benefit from that, because that's why he's making the money. No one wants to see fucking this Paul kid fight. Everyone wants to see Tyson fight. If he was fucking fighting Bob the Builder or Bob the Baker, Steve the fucking trash guy, you know, even if Steve had a 10-0 record, nobody would be watching bullshit because nobody gives a fuck about Tyson. I mean, about the Paul kid. And another interesting thing that I saw, which I agreed with to a point, was somebody said, you know, no matter what happens, the Paul kid's shooting himself in the foot. If he wins against a 58-year-old Tyson. Everybody loves Tyson. Everybody's gonna fucking hate you for it, right? And if you lose, you're just another fucking weed that blew by. You know, nobody again. So it's just kind of like shooting yourself in the foot. You know, I hope all the money's worth it. I hope that 40 million is worth it. Maybe you can invent another energy drink and take advantage of the people that watch your podcast and rip them off some more. Maybe sell them some vitamins or some fucking wiener grow pills or some shit like that next. Pull a Alex Jones. Get the money, but fuck everybody over in the process, right? What's up, Carol? Hope you're co-trained. What's going on, man? I hope Tyson does hurt him. I mean, I hope that's the way it goes down. You know, and I have every faith and confidence that he can. We'll just have to see what happens, man. We'll have to see what happens. Yeah, exactly, KD. Some rug pull fucking crypto BS. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah. Dude's a waste of fucking skin in air, like I said a few times. And I really truly believe that's the way I feel about it. But yeah, everybody coming in. I hope you all had a good day. I hope you're having a good night. We're just hanging out listening to some old school punk rock. I got the Descendants going on in the background. Milo Goes to College. And smoking weed per usual. And just shooting the shit, giving the MRE some time to get all of his whatever he's doing done. And whenever he joins us, we'll get started on some of the news. If he doesn't show up here like in a half hour or so and we don't hear from him, I'll just go ahead and jump into it. But we'll give him some time. Like I said, he's probably just working a little late this evening. MRI done, waiting for results. Well, I hope all that's positive, Carol. Hopefully that all comes out positive. But yeah, I am looking forward to talking about some of the news and stuff I've got put together for this week. So we'll get started here pretty soon. We'll just give him some time. We'll give him a little more time. There's definitely some crazy shit going on. Of course, Carol. Yeah. We want nothing but the best for our friends, and we hope that's all positive. We hope that all turns out well. I'll put that one up too. Miss Carol Quill, blessings. MRE still at the German embassy. Will be with us shortly. MRE on phone with President Trump. Yeah. Go ahead and put KD up here too. That was nice of you. I prayed for you, Carol, this week and had others pray for y'all too. That was very nice of you, KD. Good looking out. Good looking out, man. I'm sure Carol appreciates that very much. With these fangool fucking commercials, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. These commercials should be illegal. Like McDonald's, companies like that, it should be against the law for them to have commercials unless they have a new product. Otherwise, fuck yourself. We know you got hamburgers and fries. We'll come to see you when we want a hamburger and some fries. You don't get to accost us to remind us that you make hamburgers and fries. Sorry. Fucking illegal. Absolutely against the law. Goes for all of them. And, you know, this week's pizza sale doesn't count. Unless you invented a new kind of pizza or you opened a brand new location, no advertising for you, motherfucker. We know you've got pepperoni pizza. We know you've got cheese pizza. We know you got the supreme pizza. We'll come by. We want a little beats. We'll hit you up. Until then, go fuck yourself. We don't need to see a commercial about it. We know you exist already. We're good. All right, let's pack this fucking thing up. Yes, it is, Carol. It should be I imagine the main event should be taking place like fairly soon, I would imagine. Coach Train says, I heard they make, what does it say? I heard they make a chicken Big Mac now. That's funny. See, okay, you could have a commercial for that. We'll allow it. We'll allow a commercial for the chicken Big Mac. No problem. You know, you can even have a commercial when the McRib is back. I personally would appreciate that. I don't necessarily read the signs in these bullshit places that are on every corner. You know, I just drive the fuck past them like a good American. Stop in for something to keep on my lap and a drink that's too big to fit in my fucking cup holder when I need one. Okay, Billy says after the fight that's on now, it'll be the co-main event. So they're not going to be fighting for a little while then, I guess, huh, Billy? You said the co-main event is up next? Oh, fast food has gotten expensive. Forget about it, Carol. It's crazy. Yeah, and if anything, when you talk about like the fries that you get or like the size of the sandwiches, you know, some of that shit shrunk depending on where you go. And they still want another $4 for it. Yeah, it's crazy, man. There's some places I refuse to even go to anymore. KFC being one of them. Their prices are astronomical, and the juice is not worth the squeeze. Oh, okay, no. Billy said this is the co-main event. Tyson is up next. Okay, so they'll be fighting here pretty soon. You're having some Popeyes right now, KD. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool, man. No, yeah, there's still some places that I'll go to, man. I'll still hit up Taco Bell. There's a Wendy's close by that I go to. I usually get like the same thing. I've got figured out that's still pretty reasonable. But if you're going for the whole fam, no matter where you go or whatever hacks you're pulling, it's still fucking 100 times more than it was 10 years ago. The shit's insane. No, Mickey, I haven't talked to MRE today at all. I haven't talked to him today at all. But he'll pop up if he's around. If anything's not going on, he'll be around. Oh, fuck you and your advertisement. Shit, nothing wrong with being cheap any day, man. You can save the money, save the money. It's like one of the rare instances where like I'll allow a gas station to like take my phone number or something like that. If it's gonna save me like $4 or $5 on what I'm buying, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't answer my phone anyway, bro. Here you go. A lot of times I put a different phone number in anyways, you know. Yeah, that's true, KD. You got to use the app for a lot of those deals. Um, I've seen that at these places too. Yeah. Taco Bell's like that for sure, for sure. I've seen that stuff on there. You can get deals of like boxes of things that'll cost you like 5, $10, and it's full of, it's got like 4 or 5 things in it that cost $5 on their own. So you end up saving half easy. Oh yeah, you can collect the points. Yeah, KD, for sure. You can collect the points. All of those places have those things. I don't really eat chain pizza. It fucking makes me sick. Like, I can't even smell Papa John's. I will fucking Ralph on your carpet, dude. I can't even. That shit is so fucking rank. It is the most like American grease pile pizza. It is fucking horrific. That shit should be outlawed. Papa John's is fucking rank, bro. And that dude should be ashamed of himself. I'm sure his ancestors are just like ashamed. Um, Domino's is like elementary school pizza day pizza. So like you could live through it if there's nothing else going on. Pizza Hut is like a rough go, but it's just a little bit better than Domino's in my opinion. Um, I don't know, Kim. I don't know where MRE's at right now. I'm assuming he's probably working late. Oh, that's funny. Co-train Domino's has New York style pizza now. That's fucking hilarious, dude. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, that shit's what is it saying? If you run the script, oh, you're talking about those points. Okay, I got you, KD. Oh well, forget. That's why I said, KD, you could eat it. That's like the generic party pizza. Starting in elementary school, working up, work parties, all that kind of shit. Um, yeah, there's a Domino's on every corner, man, and you're gonna end up eating Domino's pizza. It's just not really enjoyable. That's all I'm saying. Like it'll fill your stomach, but it's highly suspect a lot of times. What's up, Damien? Everybody's asking where MRE's at. You talk to him? I'm sure he's probably just working late, like I was telling everybody. Yeah, I'm doing well, Damien. I appreciate you, man. I hope you're doing well too. I hope you're on the mend and healed up and feeling okay. Oh, this is like one of my favorite songs on this album. Yeah. The Descendants, Milo Goes to College, is a song called Hope. It's like my favorite song on this album. Oh, for sure, Katie. Yeah, you don't ever want to rob mom and pop places. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. But like I say, I mean, you'll end up eating some Domino's once in a while. You'll end up eating some, like I said, Pizza Hut. I'll survive it, but it's just like a little bit better than Domino's in my opinion. Um, but as I was getting ready to say before I got thrown off on the side there, my family is really, really, really good friends with a family they've had a couple of restaurants here in Hell for a long time. The parents owned like the nice restaurant where everybody went for like anniversaries and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody in the area kind of like went to that restaurant when they wanted to go to a nice Italian place with like amazing food. But then their kids that are my age opened up like a sports bar version of that. So like they have like, I don't know, call it a dozen than a dozen. They call it like 10 to 12 dishes, Italian dishes that you can get with like pasta or meats and stuff. And then everything else is like wings and pizza, and they've got like a really, really, really nice sitting area. And then on the other side, they've got kind of like a bar atmosphere with TV set up and sports bar kind of shit. So I'll just go in there. A lot of times they don't even charge me when I go in there. If I'm by myself and I order something, because I don't drink alcohol anyway. I fucking hate the taste of it. Everybody that knows me around here for a couple of years has heard me say that a few times, I'm sure. I literally despise the taste of alcohol. So I'll usually just grab some wings and a slice or a couple slices or whatever. Once in a while, I'll grab a dish, but they're close friends of mine. Our families have been friends forever. So a lot of times they're like, get the fuck out of here. Just get the fuck out of here. If it were at the fam and everybody's ordering stuff and, they're not busy and my friends aren't in there, we'll get charged. You know what I mean? If it's just regular everyday people working in there, but most times I'll go in there, I'll see one of the people I know, and they're just like, ah, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. Hold on, let me put this up. That's fucking hilarious, dude. Damien says, I'm watching the fight on some Hindu guy's Twitter page. Netflix really dropped the ball in this country. Yeah, it's funny. I have Netflix, but I'm just not watching it, man. Really didn't have any interest in watching it. I hate that fucking Paul kid so much, and I think this fight should have never happened. I'm just kind of like being jaded and like, fuck off. Like I've drawn the line in the sand kind of a thing, you know? And like I was saying earlier, it's like I already know I'm going to see clips of it. It's going to be in the feeds, like every YouTube feed in the world. You're not going to be able to escape it. Oh, Netflix keeps timing out, Billy. That's crazy. Okay, that's what Damien was talking about. That they've dropped the ball. Gotcha. I didn't understand that. Yeah, I don't know, Mickey. Maybe MRE is watching the fight somewhere, but no, I haven't heard from him. To the people that I've asked, I haven't heard from him yet. Like I said, I'm at this point, I'm just assuming like he's working late because I haven't heard from him. But if we don't hear from him soon, I'm going to go ahead and get started on some of the news and shit like that for this week. We'll give him another 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. We'll see if he pops up. Up to. There you go. Yeah, we need an advertisement for Ritz crackers because we forgot that those are made. Thanks. Fucking play the music. Play the music. I hit the bowl. I look down. I see Damien's comment. Let me put this up. Some white girl just broke this Puerto Rican girl's whole face. I don't know why that made me laugh. I don't know why that made me laugh so hard, but it did. That's fucking funny. That's funny stuff. What does it say? Mickey Griggs, back then a college young lady in roller skates would bring you the offer to your car. Like probably for insurance reasons, there's like no restaurants that do that anymore that will like bring you your stuff on roller skates. I mean, I want to say there was like one or two that opened up and did it for a while and they stopped. I think it's insurance. I mean, people getting fucked up or like spilling things inside cars or something. All right, I'm going to start getting some of my links ready. There we go. Let's start getting some of this stuff ready to go. KD, you said you had to help your daughter with fucking Zelda? That's crazy, man. I remember being a kid. That was one of my, I had a real close friend of mine who was really, really into Zelda, loved playing it, always had like the video game books laid out and like checking things out. That one for me was a little slow going. Like I didn't hate it or anything, but it was a little slow going for a while. Let's see. All right. Oh, for sure, KD. Yeah, she's too young. You can't be letting her play with all those fucking weirdos and stuff like that. No way. Yeah. I wouldn't either. All right, let's get this broke her eye socket. Holy shit. All right, let me get ready here. Here we go. This shit was crazy. I mean, it was kind of like on a lot. If anybody watches like the late night talk shows, or maybe it might have even been on a couple of different news programs. It's been pretty popular. It went viral. Maybe you even saw it in your feed. come up like as a short or something like that. I watch sometimes clips of people that are that just say like the totally just the worst possible answer for for a puzzle when everyone's looking at it. And I get that there's like pressure, you know, when you're playing the game. Maybe you might not see something that's obvious. Maybe you might totally misconstrue it, right? There's a famous South Park episode about Wheel of Fortune. But either way, I like watching clips of people that fuck this up, you know. And the correct answer to this puzzle that we're looking at is give yourself a round of applause, right? And this is what this moot came up with.
I'd like to buy a U. Well, you're going to get 3 U's. Okay. What do we got
I'd
here?
like to solve the puzzle.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
I'm sorry, that's not it.
So how the fuck treat yourself a round of sausage, he says. Now take a look at this. Again, there's no way the first word works out the treat. There's no way the last word works out the sausage. Like I said, I get when people are under pressure, maybe they don't see things that are obvious. Maybe they don't think of something right away that everyone else sees. But this one's a little further out than that, man. Like there's that just don't match up. There's the word length of the first word. You know, you figured he would have maybe at least said like give yourself a round of sausage. And then there's context, like who the fuck says a round of sausage? And sausage starts with an S. And there's a G there towards the end. Should be. Yeah, that shit's too funny. This stuff went viral this week. It was on a couple of the late night talk shows. Like I said, it was in a few shorts that I saw. Give yourself or treat yourself a round of sausage. Absolutely fucking insane. Absolutely insane. Hang on, let me get this other thing up here. These things always start playing immediately. I have to fucking bring it up. Stop it. Okay, hold on. I don't think there's a way for me to make that bigger, but it should be okay, I think. Let me go ahead and bring it up and see how it looks on the screen. All right, let's see how this might be a little small. I'm not sure. That's not. It could be worse. All right, so yeah, so the last time Skullbro show over here, right? We skipped a week. We did a show on MRE's channel last time, but 2 weeks ago when we were here, it was still fresh news about how the squirrel and the raccoon got taken from the guy in New York. I'm sure everybody remembers the story. Quick recap for anybody that doesn't. Guy had a squirrel named Peanut. He had raised it, you know, I believe since it was small. He put it on social media, several different platforms, and like Peanut went viral. People were watching the videos, and like a whole community around this fucking squirrel. And the guy had a squirrel and a raccoon. Well, it was illegal to have the squirrel and the raccoon where he lived, right? This fucking weirdo, snitch, hater, freak calls up the police station, right, and animal control in this guy's county, and rats on him and says, hey, this guy's got a squirrel and a raccoon. I know that your laws say that he's not allowed to have those animals, so you need to do something about that. So next thing you know, dude gets a fucking knock at his door, and it's right, and the animal control. They went in there, took the man's pets away, telling him he's not allowed to have them. And then in order to test them for rabies, they fucking killed them and cut their brains open. Right? So everybody's in an uproar after that. It's unfucking believable. Fucking every piece of that story is unbelievable. The fact that someone took time out of their life to call the fucking cops and animal control on somebody that they don't even know. They don't even live in the same state. I'm going to show you who it is. That's why I have this short up here. They have found the woman that did it. They found the woman that did it. And she's fucking erased. I don't know if that's what you call it. We'll say delete all of her social channels. I guess on all the platforms that she's had a page or a channel. She's deleted them all, right? But she's eating major shit in the world. She's eating major shit in the world because she's just a freak. What would make you do that? Watch somebody's channel. And I mean, maybe she's from up there. Maybe she knows people from up there. Maybe she looked into the laws because she's such a fucking weirdo stalker freak. I don't know. But they found the woman. So check this out.
That reported Peanut the squirrel and Fred the raccoon, which ended up with them being taken from their home and then euthanized. Monica Kessler, a Texas photographer and self-claimed conservationist, reported Peanut the squirrel and Fred the raccoon, leading to their removal and euthanization. Following public outrage, she deleted all her social media accounts.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. So she's a photographer, apparently, and like a conservationist. And as soon as people figured out who she was and started going after her, she just deleted all of her shit.
Peanut, a beloved social media star with millions of followers, and Fred had been raised by their family since they were young and helped fund rescue animals. Now, their deaths have devastated both their family and supporters. They found the woman that reported Peanut the squirrel and Fred the raccoon, which ended up with them being taken from their home and then euthanized. Monica Kessler, a Texas photographer and self-claimed
conservationist. Look at this. Yeah, a self-claimed conservationist, fucking, and a photographer. What a disgrace of a human being. I mean, fuck you, all the bad luck in the world. A curse on your house is what I say. Monica Kessler, you can go fuck yourself. I hope everybody finds out who you are, and I hope they all send you hate mail. We don't want anything to happen to you in real life physically, of course. That's overstepping it. But you chose to go out of your way, use your time in the world to fuck up somebody else's life for no reason, cause them devastation and loss and pain. So I hope that the same thing happens to you, at least online. You know, I'm glad you had to delete all your shit. That's what happens to evil, disgusting people like you. Just nosy, snitch fucking trash. David James says she was terrified by squirrels as a child. Yeah, justice for Peanut, no doubt about it. It is disgusting, Mickey. It really is fucking disgusting. Yep. She did the dirty delete. Yeah, Co-Train. No doubt about it, man. Yeah, so she just ran from it. Yeah, if she was such a fucking badass and staunch, ally of the animals, make sure that we're keeping them safe and out of people's, houses. And I'm a conservationist. I want them to be wild and free in the forest. Like, well, then say so, bitch. Come out and fucking state your piece. Right? State your piece. For your cause. Fight for the cause. Stand for the cause. No, she just ran away. She just ran away because she's fucking full of shit. She's just an evil, disgusting, bored, nosy fucking bitch. Oh my God, this fucking commercial bullshit. So I found this thing about the pipe. MRE's not here. Hopefully all is well with him. Maybe he just, like I said, had to work late or whatnot. We'll catch up with him whenever he ends up being around. But a couple weeks ago and a few other times, just generally in the past, we've talked about these insane python problems and like anaconda problems and stuff that they're having down in Florida, in the Everglades and in the swamps. They're so fucking bad that they're like eating up all of the mammals in the swamps down there, and it's like ruining the ecosystem. There's no, the deer are going, the raccoons are going, the possums are going. It's wild how much the numbers have fucking deteriorated of all those mammals, man. It's really crazy because the snakes are eating them. They're even eating some of the alligators. But here's what's crazy. I just found this video. It's talking about how these pythons there are starting to evolve in a way that allows for them to open their mouths much, much, much wider than snakes of their own species in other places, even like where they come from originally. And it's because they've eaten up not all of, but almost all of the smaller mammals. Now they have to be able. This is fucking crazy. This is scary, dude. I mean, I guess maybe if they're evolving to open up their mouths and their jaws and in such a way that they can swallow larger prey, I imagine that means they're going to get larger in general. It's fucking crazy to think about, that they're literally evolving in the swamps of Florida to become larger, to be able to eat larger prey. That's pretty freaky. Yeah, here, check this out. I'm going to bring it up real quick. I found an article about it. Or not an article. I found a video about it. It's just like a couple minutes long. It's a news channel, but it's super interesting. It freaked me out. Check this out.
Already capable of doing damage, may be more dangerous than anyone thought. The plot is playing out right here in Florida. Scientists in Florida are sounding the alarm over what they're calling a wildlife issue of our time.
Feels like we caught the serial killer in action.
A new study finds invasive Burmese pythons in South Florida.
Look at that shit. And they're everywhere. There's so many of them. They have to have fucking hunts, man. And they give people the right to just go out and kill them and catch as many as they can. These fucking things are 19, 20 foot long. Fuck, man.
Which can grow to 18 feet long.
18 feet long, fine. 18, that's insane.
Are able to open their jaws wider than previously.
Look at that. Look at that. That's a fucking deer. Look on the right side of the screen, okay? That smaller black speck is the actual head that you would normally see. Look, you can see the eyeball on that side. You can see the nose. And then look at how wide the rest of that fucking neck and mouth is opened up to swallow that deer fucking whole. Look at that shit. That is fucking insane. What does it say? We have invasive jumping worms. Oh, they absolutely ruined the soil in New York. That's crazy. Damien's funny. I bet, man. He probably made that food with his feet. It's crazy. All over the place in the Everglades. That's what they're talking about. But look at how wide that fucking thing is opening up its mouth, dude, to swallow that entire deer.
Thought, making them capable of swallowing nature and alligators whole.
These are things you don't see every day.
This jaw-dropping video shows a 115-pound snake doing just that. Its jaws stretched around a 77.
Look at how fucking wide the rest of that mouth is compared to just that little fucking top jaw and man, the bottom jaw is underneath the deer. That's just like the top of the fucking snake's head, and that thing is crazy to look at, bro.
7-pound white-tailed deer.
For us biologists, this was the most intense thing we've ever seen on assignment.
I bet.
This was as primal as it gets.
But this National Geographic worthy footage has major implications. Severe declines in mammal populations throughout the Everglades National Park have been linked to these species. One study finding populations of raccoons and
look at that. The populations of raccoons in the swamp is down 99.3%, dude. Almost all of them. Possums are down 98.9%, almost all of them.
Possums dropped 99% over a period, dropping
Holy shit,
other
dude.
mammals
Bobcats down 87.5%. They're just eating them all of them. They're going to be fucking gone.
effectively disappeared.
Imagine just thousands and thousands of pythons eating their way through the Everglades.
Local officials hold an annual python hunt. We tagged along with some of the hunters last year.
When you tell people, I'm a snake hunter, what's their first reaction?
You're nuts. Every python that these participants remove is one out of here. We said one more out of the glades, but that's also one less thing that's just eating the glades.
Yeah, they've got to fucking do something more extreme. They have to do something. I don't know what, I'm not going to pretend to know what it is, but I'm sure they have some extreme options on a short list, maybe things that they don't necessarily want to do. But I say you're way past the point of being able to make that decision on your own. You have to fucking do something extreme now, and you have to clean that shit up and get them the fuck out of there.
Burmese pythons can consume meals equivalent to 100% of their body mass. Officials say the hunts are crucial to curbing the population because the snakes, they have no known predators.
Holy fuck.
Try this.
Holy fuck, man. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? 18-foot long snake. Their mouths are opening wider than any, like, they've never seen it before. They said it's like a National Geographic type thing. The scientist was like, yeah, bro, you don't see shit like that. That's wild, man. And the populations of mammals down 99, 98%. They're just going to these fucking things out. They're going to have nothing left to eat but each other. Maybe that's what it'll take, you know, if they can't, they don't grow the fucking pair they need to do something extreme. Maybe it'll come down to them just like eventually going out into neighborhoods and eating fucking dogs and cats and children and shit, and then they'll have to. That's nuts, man. Yeah, I don't like snakes at all either, KD. I don't fuck with them. Yeah, I don't fuck with snakes. I don't like them at all. But I couldn't imagine seeing some shit like that. 18 feet long, able to basically swallow me whole. Fuck. Yeah, Mickey, right? That's funny. He says, I'm not going to touch no snake. I'll scream. Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah, I'm not going to be one of the people that's down there hunting them. But I suppose, like, if you gave me a flamethrower and I could just kind of, like, generally walk in one direction and just, you know, bake those fuckers, I mean, I'd be down for that, I guess. Then I'd do my part, you know, or if I could stay a ways off and just shoot them, I would do my part then too. I'm a pretty good shot. I'm not a bad shot. If they're that big, they can't be that hard to hit. Oh, wow, Cuban B. He said an alligator ate a homeless guy a few months ago, a few miles from where I'm at. That sucks, dude, for the homeless guy. That's terrible, bro. That's fucking terrible, man. Let me close this one down real quick. Yeah, that guy was already having a fucking rough enough go of it, huh? That's a bummer. All right, this next one is super fucked up. Hang on. This is actually news from Australia that I found. Let me put up the. I'm going to read you the description first, and then I'll pull up a picture. Okay, yeah, cool, that works. All right. Let me pull this up real quick so you can also see the description as I read it to you and tell you about what's going on. All right. So all along a lot of the beaches in Australia, they're having these weird excuse me, these weird black balls. They're like really hard. They're like kind of squishy, but they're real solid. Put it that way. They're solid, but they're kind of squishy, right? And they're black, and they've been washing up all over beaches all around fucking Australia. Okay. At first they thought they were tar, right? It happens in the ocean, like naturally, tar forms, and also it comes off of large ships when they're sailing around, end up on the beach, right? Well, the problem was it started to stink so bad they had to evacuate fucking miles of beaches in Australia. They had to just straight up evacuate it. The smell was so noxious and fucked up and toxic that people were getting sick just smelling it, right? So they ended up having to do some tests on these things to see what the fuck they were made of. Well, it turns out they are not tar. Here's pictures of them. Here's some pictures. Right? So it turns out that they're calling them fatbergs. Right? Like you'd have an iceberg, they call them fatbergs. And what are these super crazy, noxious, stinky, fucking smelly, squishy balls if they're not tar, you ask? And why are they called fatbergs, you may wonder? Well, they're made up of a combination of human waste, right? Human feces, hair, cooking oil, fatty acids, and methamphetamine. What the fuck, Australia? The balls had a foul odor, it says, worse than anything you've ever smelt in your life. The balls likely came from a source that releases mixed waste, such as wastewater outflow or a shipping spill. Said scientists at the University of New South Wales used a variety of techniques to identify the balls, including spectroscopy and mass spectrometry. However, I'll call back one more time what a fatberg is made of. It's made up of hundreds of different materials, it says. The balls contain hundreds of different materials, including human feces, hair, cooking oil, fatty acids, and methamphetamine, along with other substances. Is that shit fucking nasty or what? That's one of the grossest things I think that you could like put together in a little ball. A bunch of shit, a bunch of hair, a bunch of old cooking oil, and some meth. Okay, so they say fatberg sounds better than a shit ball. That's a very, very fair point, David James. That's a very, very fair point. Let me put the picture back up real quick. That's actually a very fair point. It does sound better than shit balls. There's no doubt about that. But it makes you also wonder, though, like we get it. They say, okay, possible sewage spill, possibly came from like a water treatment place. Maybe it spilled out of a ship. Okay, but why is it a mixture of cooking oil and human shit and hair and meth? Why is there a bunch of meth in it? Like, is that just what's going down in Australia? There's enough meth in people's diets that it's a thing. Ireland, we don't have snakes. Oh, you guys are still talking about the snakes. Mickey said, I was almost bitten by a yellow diamondback rattlesnake. You could hit them with rocks. Now I'm fucking running if there's a snake like that. I'm running away from both things we just talked about. 18-foot fucking pythons that can swallow me like a deer. Forget about it. I'm out of here. And like I said, I'll be 100 yards off. Give me something with a decent scope on it. I'm good at math. We'll get it done. These beaches full of shit balls, like I don't even know what to say about this, man. I think that was a really good one, actually. They said, David James, I'm gonna call them shit balls. But it's the meth too, and the cooking oil. Like, gross, man. a mixture of nasty. And I mean, now that you know what's in it, you can only imagine. These people are talking about the smell is so noxious that they had to evacuate miles and miles of beaches. Like, you can only imagine what this horrible thing fucking smelled like. Ugh. Well, right, KD, I've heard that before in documentaries and stuff. I don't want to get into it. You already know what I'm talking about the meth sticking around in the waist. Like, we're not going to get into it. That was one of the nastier things I've heard in my life in that documentary. So I get how it would stick around. And that's what I'm saying. Like, is it enough of a thing? Like, there's so many people. Is meth like a big problem in Australia? That it's like that obvious, even when waste gets like into water and it forms into balls with all the cooking oil in the hair and all the grease and nasty shit, that they can just, oh yeah, that's meth. They said, oh yeah, no, that tested high for meth. Yeah, Australians, we love meth, I guess it says on their t-shirt when you get to the airport. The flies are wired on meth. Yeah, no shit, right? Katie says so many people on it. Yeah, I got you. I got you, KD. Yeah. But that shit is nasty, bro. When I read that shit this week, I was like, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? All right, I'm done with that one. All right, cool. Let me bring up this other one here real quick. I got a whole list. I found so much weird shit this week, dude. It's not even funny. All right, let me close that one down. All right. Okay, yeah, all right, there's my list. Yeah, so another one that was crazy that I read about was Mattel, the toy company. They make dolls and, like Barbies and shit like that. They made let me turn this banner off too, because it's just like turned into a hell chat, basically. There we go. Go back to comments. Okay, cool. Yeah, Mattel, the company, the toy company that makes dolls and Barbies and all that kind of stuff. They often make toys for movies, right? Movie comes out, they'll make the toys that you can buy that are associated with the movie. Well, there's a movie out called Wicked, or I think it's out already. But it's called Wicked, right? It's supposed to be like a prequel to like Wizard of Oz type shit. It's like a musical. It has Ariana Grande and a bunch of other people in it. So naturally, for the movie, they're going to have dolls that they sell, and it's getting to be around the holidays. They figure, people buy them for their kids or whatever, especially the ones that end up really, really liking the movie when it comes out. Well, remember, the movie's called Wicked. Okay, so on the back of these packages that Mattel put together for the dolls to sell, on the back it has a website that you can go to for the movie. Okay, the problem is the URL, right? The web address for the movie is wickedmovie.com. They did not print that on the box. Mattel did not. Mattel printed wicked.com, which is a gnarly porn site. So, I mean, let's be honest. I'm sure there's not a lot of people that just like go to the websites that are on the back of boxes. So they, if anybody wanted to go to a website for Wicked, I'm sure that they would just do a quick search, or hey Siri, or whatever the fuck they've got in their house, right? Or on their phone, whatever kind of AI bot they're using. Or even like older people would just do a search for it. I can't think of a lot of people that would just automatically go to the website that's on the back of the box of the product that they just bought. However, it is a toy. It is for fucking kids. Well, yeah, I mean, even the QR code though, KD, right? So, I mean, I'm saying if they printed the website wrong, if they did it wrong in print, they might have coded that into the QR that they made. So either way, yeah, that was sending people to this gnarly fucking porn site called wicked.com, and they had to recall all of them. And I mean, like, I can't imagine everybody's going to resend their shit in either. You know what I mean? How many people are really going to do that? Some people are probably going to hang on to it just to try and sell it 10 years from now, which I guess isn't the worst idea. You might be able to make a couple extra bucks. But in either case, they fucked up and put a porn website on the back of fucking kids' toys in the last couple of weeks. That was pretty messed up. I'm sure there will be a. Oh yeah, Katie, right? Yeah. I figured as much. I'm saying they can put that shit right into the QR code. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they're easy to make. Q rickets are super easy to make. You can design them and color them and do all kinds of stuff with them. And as far as your point about them being sued big, it's totally possible that there'll be like a class action suit and they'll have to settle. Like I said, just it will probably come down to the people that actually bother to send their shit in and, you know, cause like a little bit of uproar and write a letter. They'll probably be the first ones to get compensated, I would imagine. What's up, Dustin? Hope you're well. Hope everything's good with you. But yeah, that was fucking crazy. I saw that anyway, that they put a porn site on there, send everybody go watch a bunch of fucking. There was a biodiversity conference in Colombia, right? And it was in Cali, and I guess that there was a lot of events going on while this biodiversity conference was happening, and you had delegates from all over the world, right? Multiple countries in the world sent government officials. When I say delegates, I mean like actual government officials, international government officials, all descended on Cali to meet, have a conference, discuss biodiversity in the world, solutions, problems, all this kind of thing. Well, like I say, the town or the city of Cali had a lot of events going on around at the same time, and there were no hotels available, no hotel rooms available. So dozens of international delegates all ended up having to stay in these fucking rent by night love hotels, man. They all fucking stayed in a bunch of weird spanking shacks, basically. And there's pictures of this. You guys can look it up. You look up the delegates and stuff. This is not an article that I saved on my list that had pictures, but it was something that I came across. There was a fucking delegate from an African country. The room that he stayed in had a round vibrating bed and a fucking sex swing in the corner. It's like absurd. Absolutely absurd. Nobody thought this through. Yeah, they were staying in rent by night spanking shacks, man, with round vibrating beds and sex swings and stuff. One of the people walked into the room. There were all kinds of sex toys and stuff all over the place. Yeah, exactly, Carol. One of those hotels that they didn't change the sheets. It's funny, yeah. I'm sure you can take a picture, reverse, look it up online. You'll find out every porno it's been in. There's actually a weird website for that. I saw it on another one of these late night talk shows. It was like a year ago, easy. They were talking about there's some app that you can put a picture of your hotel room in. It's not exact to the number a lot of times, I believe they said. This is something you can also look up. You will find it. It's not always exact to your room number, but it is exact to the hotel. And a lot of times it does match to your room, and you can put your room number in, and it'll tell you when pornos have been shot in that hotel room. It's that. Oh, it's just absolutely disgusting and degenerate, man. This country is fucking whacked out. This country is whacked out. Yeah, it'll probably work. Exactly, Katie. As I said, I saw it was. If it's on TV, it must be true, right? As they say. I seen it. I seen TV. Yeah, too funny, dude. Too funny. All right, where's this other one at? I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah. We were talking about El Chapo's fucking kid, when he snitched and he flipped and he came to America and he brought that other guy with him and fucking turned him in along with him like it was part of a deal. Emery and I were talking about this a few weeks ago. The kid flipped, right? So let me run it back. So one of El Chapo's kids decided to turn himself in. He had made a deal with the government that he would meet them in Texas. And part of his deal was he was going to turn over this guy that had worked for a really, really long time, smuggling drugs in the United States. And I guess the U.S. government told El Chapo's kid, hey, we've already got a deal. You're going to fucking roll. You're going to snitch. But we can make it even easier on you if you give us this guy. So El Chapo's kid convinced this dude to get in a plane with him, told him that he was going to show him some land that they wanted to use for a landing strip and for a smuggling route. And he wanted to get the guy's opinion. So the guy, not thinking anything of it, hopped in the plane with the kid. And they landed in Texas. Without telling this guy, they flew him into fucking America and handed him over to the cops at the airport. Okay. Now, not only did they make a weird power vacuum in a couple of these territories in Mexico, but that guy's also fairly powerful. The one that he tricked into coming to America and handed over. So now you have full-blown fucking wars within this group, the Sinaloa cartel, in a handful of city-states in Mexico. They're literally like having military-style fights, right? Well, what's extra not good about this is that there's reports that we've been kind of on the sly sending some, which we've done before. We had like and you could read this stuff on your own, look it up. We had sent the Delta Force down to South America when they were doing all this El Chapo shit, and another handful of times with other cartels down there. So it's not out of the question that this is true. There are reports that since these wars kicked off, that we've been sending some of our special forces guys down there to snatch up important targets, to kill a lot of people, and to try and put a quench on some of the fighting. Yeah, Billy, I've been to Mexico. I've been all over Mexico. I've been to Juarez, as a matter of fact. Not a story I really want to tell on here, but I've been to Juarez, and it was interesting. We had security. We had people with us. We weren't by ourselves. So it would have been a totally different experience, I'm sure, if we would have just shown up as outsiders, But there's parts of Mexico that are fucking amazing, dude. That you still get the sense that, like Mexico City is amazing. It's absolutely huge. It's absolutely huge. You wouldn't want to be down there by yourself and get lost. But for the most part, Mexico City is like a lot of fun. It's really cool. Amazing food. Really, really nice people. Yeah, KD, I read that too. Trump saying we're going to send the military down there. Yeah. Well, like I said, there's already some reports that we're sending some special forces down there, or we have, rather. Yeah, there's like a full-blown cartel war going on down there since El Chapo's kid flipped and took that guy down with him. So I thought that was pretty interesting news too. Yeah, let me get this other one. Oh yeah. This was a good one. Yeah. So fucking apparently, and I wonder if anybody else in here has seen any of these reports too. The report that I know people have seen, because it was absolutely everywhere and went viral on its own, was that the North Korean soldiers that got sent into the Ukraine, or got sent to Russia first and then brought into the Ukraine, apparently all those North Korean soldiers started like instantly binging on pornography on the internet when they got into fucking Russia. And I guess they're like doing it on using the computers and phones and stuff like that, even sitting around in battle in Ukraine. They're just like full blown like binging on fucking porn, dude. Yeah. So I mean, I guess you can understand that they would have some interest in it if you've been in North Korea and you don't really have internet, and what you do have is like, and you know, life is generally, you know, very, very conservative for you with the laws that are in place, unless you're like some crazy oligarch or you're rich or connected to the family, you know. But at the same time, it's like, okay, bro, you found porno, like it exists. Okay, we get, it's surprising. Okay, maybe enjoyable for you. We get all that, but it's like, dude, you're on the internet for the first time. You know what kind of insane information is on there besides the fucking porno, bro? Like, why don't you learn a little bit about the world? Why don't you just like type the word America? Just see what, if it, you know, everything they've been telling you the truth. Just do some looking into some things. You know what I mean? That's literally what I thought when I read this the first time. I was like, okay, I get it. But dude, binging to where like you're not sleeping and you have cramps in your hands and shit. You know, you've got crab hand, lobster hand. Yeah, bro, there's a lot of information on the interwebs. You know, you might want to look into some of that. You've been literally buried under a rock and not allowed to come back out. Dustin says, what the fuck? I'm in the middle of a war. Last thing I'm thinking about is self-gratification. Yeah. Well, apparently, that's been one of the big things. The second biggest thing, though, was that they were totally and completely unprepared for actual fighting with people, and they're getting just fucking wasted. There's a lot of reports that Kim Jong-un is like very, very embarrassed in front of Putin, and is like not really returning all of his phone calls, or like, and that Putin's pretty pissed off. And China had already talked a bunch of shit to North Korea for sending troops outside of its borders into something it had nothing to do with, after China spent all this time like sticking up for them and trying to keep them safe. The whole thing is getting mixed. South Korea is super, super pissed off. Yeah, so it's kind of fucking crazy, man. The whole thing is crazy. But in either case, that's the two things with the North Korean troops. One is that they're binging on porno, even out in the battlefield. They're using their communications equipment to just watch porn together, have circle jerks and secret handshakes and stuff. And then the giving each other old fashions for fucking rations, you know what I mean? And then they've got the fact that I guess their fighting capability is just like embarrassing. That they're full blown getting fucked up around there. They're just getting laid out. I didn't know that, KD, that they use that as an actual weapon. I had no idea about that. Yeah, North Korean OnlyFans. Exactly, Billy. Could you imagine? Yeah, bro. They got very, very limited internet. They don't have a whole lot going on there. Very, very restricted. Like dearleader.com, probably. Yeah, they'll not go back since they found the porn, Carol, no doubt, right? They're going to demand pornography when they get there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure, Billy. That's funny. Definitely old fashions for rations, man. Bunch of prostitutes out there on the battlefield. Yeah, too funny. Like that South Park episode. You got any internet? You got any internet? I need some internet. I just need like 5 minutes of internet. Yeah, in the middle of a war. But I mean, that's why I was telling you the second point, Dustin. You're right. It's like you would think maybe you wouldn't be thinking about that in the middle of a war, especially since you already spanked it 5 times in the last couple hours to like random weirdo shit that you were watching. Apparently, they're just not prepared for battle though at all. That they've trained like they know how to use the weapons, right? But they're just totally unprepared for being out in the world. I mean, we could go over all the other problems that they were having as far as like language barriers and stuff like that. That's to be expected, I guess, though. That's why I really didn't bring that up. It's to be expected with like any countries that have to get together, but even more so drastically with North Korea, though. I imagine I don't really know what differences there are between the linguistically North and South Korean, but in either case, the Russians don't fucking know how to speak either one, so it doesn't help them much. Yeah, they don't have the income for prostitutes. Yeah, no, they're turning into prostitutes. That's what I said. They're out there fucking trading old fashions for the rations, man. Yeah, they're getting those ready to eat meals and get a little porno time. Yeah, but I guess they're getting fucked up. Embarrassing for Kim Jong-un, and Putin's getting pissed off. China's talking shit. South Korea's talking shit. It just seems like a wild tangle, bro. It sounds like a wild tangle. And it also reminded me, when I read it, the other thing that it reminded me of, and I don't know how many people in here might remember it, but I did tell MRE about this a while back, that when China wanted to send soldiers into Tibet, right? Into literally like the mountaintops of Tibet. They have laws and treaties and rules that say that like they can't fight with weapons, right? If China, it's probably for any country, I would imagine. If you go into Tibet, you can't go in there fighting those people with weapons. It's all supposed to be hand-to-hand combat, right? And you can look this up again. You can look this up on your own. Verify everything Rat Trap's telling you, because I just read things too. But China sent a bunch of like straight up ninjas into Tibet to do the fighting with these fucking monks that were pissing them off. Well, the Chinese soldiers, when they got like their little tent city set up, apparently they're all, and I didn't really think about this until I read the article, but all these dudes are like little fucking only children mama's boys, right? And I was like, oh yeah, China did have that one kid rule like forever, and everybody did kill their daughters off so that they could have a son. That's sad and fucking true, but it's true. So I'm like, okay, so you got a bunch of these fucking mama's boys, these only child mama's boys out here that are supposed to be badass at ninja fighting, but they set up in these comfy fucking heated tents, and apparently all they did was play hours and hours and hours of video games and watch porn. And they're like whiny little fucking bitches. They're like total pussies. And they got their asses whipped by the fucking Tibetan monks. But I remember this because I remember saying to MRE, bro, you don't understand. Like, I would pay money to be able to watch those fucking mountaintop. Do you know how much I love Kung Fu movies, dude? I fucking love Kung Fu movies. And like the ninja movies and shit like that from back in the day. I would literally love to watch some Chinese ninja hand-to-hand fighting with some Buddhist mountaintops in Tibet, bro. Fucking forget about it. That doesn't even sound real. Right? It sounds like a movie plot. I would love to watch that. But yeah, apparently they got their asses whipped by the fucking monks. And they were just like hanging out in their tents all day, playing video games and watching porn. This shit is unbelievable, dude. Absolutely fucking unbelievable. All right, let's make it through. What else we got in here that I saved? Oh, well, it looks like I've got a bunch of stuff saved for Diddy. We might have to get into that here in a minute. Let's talk about the UFO hearings first. Let's talk about that. Because I had a show, I did a hell chat this week, the day that they had the hearings. I believe it was Wednesday. This is the second round of this is the second time, let's put it that way, this is the second time ever that they've had a meeting about UFOs aliens, crash retrieval projects in history ever, right? They just had the first one like months ago. We'll call it 6 months ago. The very first hearing ever. They had a Senate hearing on UFOs, what they also call now UAPs. I guess because it just like lessens the stigma, but it's the same fucking thing. You know, the first Senate hearing, they brought in a lot of the pilots from some of the footage that I'm sure a lot of people have seen. You know, the Tic Tac video, the jellyfish video, these things that are going in and out of the ocean at rapid speed. And then, of course, the super famous, well, now infamous videos of the UFOs that were flying around those jets when they were doing the war games and stuff. And all the pilots saw them clear as a bell. And for the first time, because they had switched over to this brand new high-tech radar system, for the first time, these objects that they had been seeing sometimes they were actually able to see them on the radar for the first time. Well, a lot of those pilots, hang on, I'm gonna grab a drink. Whew, cottonmouth. Some of those pilots came in for that very first Senate hearing, and they told some of their stories. They said what they saw, etc., described things to the Senate. The other one that was in that first hearing was David Grush. He was on the military side, as you know, I think he has like the highest clearance that you can have security-wise. He had like the tip-top highest security clearance you could have. And his job was literally to go through the Pentagon looking for these fucking programs, right? Seeing if anybody was messing around, making sure everybody was supposed to, you know, spending their money wisely, keeping up on the tip top, because they always fail these audits. The Pentagon as a whole usually fails by like $1 trillion, damn near $1 trillion. You know, it's literally billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. You know, I'm being hyperbolic with the trillion, but it's billions of dollars. They're always short, and then you can never tell you where it went. And a lot of these little offices, departments, programs, etc., you know, they get millions and millions and millions of dollars each every year, and then they do not disclose how they spent a single penny of it, right? Well, this guy, David Grush, on the military side, his job was looking into all those things and taking in the reports from the public at that time that came to the military of unidentified flying objects or whatever they call sometimes this aerial phenomenon. Well, he discovered, you know, in his work that there were these crash retrieval programs that people had actually retrieved alien craft, that there were programs and offices and departments that were dedicated to reverse engineering these craft, right? This technology, according to him, right? He came in as well as the pilots that had seen these things. He came in and he told a little bit about what he knew. Now, the biggest frustration for most people, regardless of belief system, was that they kept saying, you know, let's put it this way: a senator would ask a question and they would just say, well, I can't answer that publicly. I can only answer that question in what they call a SCIF, a secure compartmentalized room, right? Totally secure room, which totally defeats the purpose of being called into a public room, right? Especially when the whole premise the whole premise of the fucking meeting is to put it out in public. That's implied. But also what I was getting at is that each one of these people, they're like, yes, the public needs to know. Everyone needs to know. Okay, so if you really feel that way, then spit it the fuck out. Some of would say things like, you know, I've signed these agreements with the United States government saying I won't speak in particulars and specifics about this, that, and the other thing. I can tell you that we do have the programs that are crash retrieval programs. I can tell you that we have retrieved craft. He would say there were biologics, basically meaning bodies, alien bodies, in the craft that were also retrieved. But I can't tell you where that happened. I can't tell you who has them and who keeps them. All of that information. I know who has them and who keeps them. I know where they are, he would say. But I cannot tell you that in public. I would only be able to tell you that in a secure environment. Super fucking weird. Because, as I said in Hell Chat Wednesday, the Senate should not allow that. Right? These people have insane security clearances. They have the right to call your fucking ass in to answer questions. And if you have to put your right hand up, which they do, you have to put your right hand up, swear on all the magic books, right? And all the magic philosophies, whether you believe in them or not, you still have to swear. You're expected to be honest, that you will tell the truth. Well, if you do that and you go through that fucking little ritual and they're going to hold you to that ritual, then the Senate should be looking at you saying, no. I asked you a fucking question. Fuck all that secret compartment bullshit. This is a public hearing for a reason. You say you want disclosure and the public needs to know. We're saying, okay, we're going to listen to you. We will make sure you cannot get sued, right? The Senate would have that power, I would imagine, to say, hey, listen, no, we're not going to allow anything to happen. Nothing's going to come against you. We're asking you questions and you're going to fucking answer. And if you've signed a contract with somebody saying you're not going to answer certain things, that's tough fucking shit. Those people can come and talk to the Senate and deal with that shit, but we're not going to let you go to jail, right? We're not going to let them take your fucking house and your car and your grandma's cookies. We're not going to let them do that. I feel like that's the responsibility of the Senate if they're going to call somebody in, make them raise their right hand and go through the whole magic book ritual of I promise to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, blah, blah, blah. Again, I want to firmly plant that on the premise that this is to inform the public so that people are not in fear. Now, that'll lead me to the second hearing that happened this week. Okay, so the Senate hearing that happened on Wednesday was not the pilots like last time, though it did have another, I don't know, I might say it wrong. I don't want to call him like career military because I don't know that. He worked for government, career government. He wasn't military, I don't think, when he was working in some of these programs. Maybe I think he started off in the military. Excuse me. In either case, this Luis Elizondo guy, possibly, he was literally in charge of the government program that took in any report from anywhere about UFOs that was credible. Okay, he saw all the proof. He dealt with the fucking people. He's released a lot of really cool pictures. He's been on Joe Rogan. He's been on, if you can think of a show, he's been on it. He wrote books and all this kind of thing. But he always says, you know, I can only say so much. I can only tell you this. I have to be in a secure environment. I have to have a secret closed session. I'll tell you exactly where they are and who's doing it and how much it costs. Now, he go a little bit further. I have to give him a little, you know, credit where it's due. He did go a little bit further this week in this second hearing than some of the others, which is when they asked him point blank, yes or no, you know, are there fucking crash retrieval programs? Yes, there are, he said. Okay. Have we officially grabbed some of these craft? And are you 100% certain of that? We have proof of that. He said, yes. Okay. Were there biologics or bodies associated with this? He said, I don't know. David Grush says that there were in some cases. I really don't know. Okay, fair enough. You're being honest. That's cool. We respect that. Where did this happen? You know, can you tell, like, whereabout on the globe these things were seen or these things crashed? And he'd say, no, I can't tell you that. I could tell you your environment. That's bullshit. There's not a UFO there now. right? What the fuck? They would ask him about, some of the capabilities of these things when they're being reverse engineered. Again, I need to tell you in a fucking, this is a pub, can't do that. I signed an agreement 3 years ago that only held me to the things that are in my book, and I can answer some of your questions, right? But yes, there are alien craft. No, they are not from this earth. Yes, we have grabbed them. And he went a step further in saying that there are private aerospace companies that one of the major problems with this scenario with the dissemination of information is that it would be a company like Lockheed Martin or Northrop Grumman, etc., that has these craft now, that have these technologies, that are holding on to them, and they're working only with certain, I don't know what to call it, off the books, I guess. Those offices that don't tell anybody how they spend our tax dollars, them, they work with them on reverse engineering this technology. There was another guy sitting, I don't remember his name, but there was another guy sitting next to him that also worked in the government. Was like a chief meteorologist for one of the branches of government. Like he was literally like the highest one in that military branch that could work on things that had to do with like meteorology, sonar, radar, etc. He was talking specifically about there being a deal in the 70s or 80s between I believe it was Lockheed Martin, but we'll just say one of these aerospace companies and the government was like, hey, we want that fucking thing. We'll just buy it from you. Company said, okay. Well, if we say no, you're probably just going to take our shit anyway. So we'll take your money. We'll give you this. But the CIA stepped in and halted the fucking sale, didn't want the government to have access to this stuff. That was part of his testimony. So we did get some good things out of it, right? We got some more people with like very, very serious pedigree. I mean, their credentials are absolutely insane. We're not talking about people that could have heard something from that one guy on that day he came to a meeting in a building that was next to the building you worked in. These were the fucking people that ran the fucking buildings. There's no doubt about that. They have the credentials, is the point. The Luis Elizondo guy, he comes across as slightly suspect here and there, but he doesn't really come across as like a lying scumbag. He just comes across as an opportunist, the guy that's making the most out of what he's got. And he kind of tells you that. He's like, look, I had all these jobs. I was the head of this, that, and the other thing. It all came through me. I know this shit. I know things that nobody else knows. So yeah, fuck you. I wrote a book and I'm going to promote it, right? And I get that. This is America. I totally get that. But at the end of the day, if you get called publicly into a fucking Senate hearing on this topic, you've created this whole identity about, you're letting the world know, don't live in fear. The things in the sky, we know what they are. You're not in danger. If you've made your whole brand on this stuff and you're writing these books, then you need to answer fucking questions. You need to answer fucking questions, especially questions as mundane as where did this thing supposedly crash? It's pretty simple. Where in the world did it happen? About when? How long ago? About did this happen? Who responded? What branch of government responded at the time? This guy's just like, oh, can't tell you. Have to tell you in a secure environment. Have to tell you in a skiff. Very strange. Very strange indeed. And again, I appreciate that these guys are like super high up, had the jobs they did, have the credentials that they do, and at this point are still willing to at least sit there in the Senate and say, yes, there are crash retrieval programs. I have worked with them. I've been involved. Okay, cool. Yes, we have grabbed these things. Yes, we are reverse engineering them. There's no doubt about it. Yes, and yes. Okay, cool. But I just don't like most of the people whose comments I've seen are frustrated with the same things. I just don't like this part where they look a senator in the face and say, I know you called me here to answer questions for the country, but I'm not going to, because I signed a contract with some office within the government saying I wouldn't go too far into detail, and the Luis Elizondo guy was like, even to write my book, I had to go down there and let them tell me what I was allowed to say and what I wasn't allowed to say. Okay, I get that to a point. But there also has to be a point where you have a big portion of your population that's scared to death, that thinks there might be aliens, that could do anything they want to at any time. And if let's say that there are no aliens and that's just secret technology we've been working on. We get the argument that you don't want the enemy to know our capability. We get that. But you can still, if you know that part of the population is that freaked out that it's such a fucking thing for so many decades, it's building to this point where there's Senate hearings, there's such a stink about it, then at that point you need to come out and say, hey, listen, there's security concerns. We're not going to tell you exactly what it is. We're not going to tell you its capability or what it can do. But what we will tell you is that it's not alien and you are not in danger. That's just responsible. That's just responsible. Now, speaking of things that are just responsible, they want to put in this UAP Disclosure Act, I believe is what it's called. Remember, UAP is the same thing as UFO. It means the same fucking thing. It's just they've switched up the words. They have this UAP Disclosure Act. Within this act, they want to, there's so many different offices and departments and channels of people within the government. Even just in the Pentagon, I think they said there was 5 or 6 that are all kind of like stepping on each other's toes in these investigations, and they don't really share information with each other. Right? So in this Disclosure Act, one of the things that they want is to just have, one major department made up of the people needed to investigate all the different aspects of a possible crash or retrieved equipment. They want to have those people there to test all that stuff, but they want it to funnel down through like one big department instead of 5 or 6. Okay, well, that's cool. It still needs to be shared. It's still going to need to be distributed to the public once a month or whatever if you're reverse engineering alien craft or fucking doing autopsies on bodies and shit. Again, tinfoil hat stuff, but just whatever, to be fair, all intents, right? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was looking at the comments real quick. I saw a couple comments coming up real quick. The lie changes at every level. Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it, man. It says, I think they put it from the government sector to the private business sector to like Bigelow Aerospace, so they don't need to openly divulge information and avoid certain things by law. No, that's a very, very, very good point, Billy, is that when these private companies have those things, they don't have to play by the same rules, disclose things, talk to Congress, talk to senators. They can literally just say no, and that's what's happening. The problem is that they're also getting money through these small little departments or offices, or again, like whatever you because they're not really like full-blown departments. They're like little, not even like whole agencies. They're just like these little offices of like a half a dozen people that happen to be working on, a few reports at a time. But in either case, with this Disclosure Act, what they want to do is funnel all the information down through like one node so it can be disseminated to the rest of the government and or the people efficiently, a lot more efficiently, without losing a lot of stuff. Because like I said, they're not playing nice, the ones that exist now. They keep things from each other. They don't share their info. That needs to stop. That's just obvious. Now, to get, like I said before, getting to responsible and things that don't make sense, that need to make sense, things that are irresponsible that need to become responsible, are the lack of reporting systems right now in place for our military and commercial airline. They've been like actively discouraged, made fun of, could lose their jobs. It's very fucked up. Just for reporting them seeing something in the sky that they don't think should be there. That's highly irresponsible. Let's do commercial first. The commercial airlines are like the taxis, man, on the road. They're everywhere. They're constantly driving everywhere, seeing everything. And those pilots often have years and years of military pilot experience. If one of these people tells you they saw some fuckery in the sky, there needs to be a mechanism for them to report that immediately and be confident that it's going to be investigated immediately. Because you never know. It's just highly irresponsible. This is American airspace we're talking about. And these pilots up until now have been highly discouraged from giving reports. For letting people know. That could be a fucking danger. It could be anything. It could be anybody. It could be something that can drop a payload on a fucking city. A bunch of trash balloons. It could be literally anything. And you're just going to, no, we don't want to know. You need to keep your fucking mouth shut about it too, or you're fired. Or David James says, you could be held back from getting a promotion. Absolutely. That's what they were talking about. They want to have these things. Now, that was something that was recommended, right? I told you in the first Senate hearing, it was all with like pilots. And they asked all the pilots, what do you think needs to happen? And they were like, and these were military pilots, right? We have only covered the commercial end. Like, they're everywhere, all over American skies, that constantly they're going to be able to see things. And if you don't want them reporting, well, that's just irresponsible. It fucking doesn't make any sense. We'll switch over to commercial, to the military, because that's who was in the first Senate hearing. And they asked them, what do we need to do? What's one of the first things we need to do? And they said, put in a guaranteed system where we can report fuckery that we see in the sky, which is important, and we can know that it's going to be investigated, and we're not going to be looking down the barrel of trouble later just because we were honest and told you about what we saw, right? So that's part of what the Disclosure Act had in it also. They want to funnel all the information down through one source so it can be disseminated easily and they won't lose any information. It'll be tighter investigations. And what does it say? Reporting. Hold you. Yeah. And then they want to have the reporting systems for commercial, which I think is really the most important. And they want to have those same reporting guidelines for the military people too. Take all the stigma and weirdness away from it and just get down to brass tacks and science. Look, what is this? What is this shit? Does it have a Chinese missile inside? Does it have North Korean ship balloons inside? Is there some kind of weird fucking Al Qaeda bullshit going on here with this drone and this kite, right? What is it doing here? Where did it come from? Why is it over fucking whatever? This, imagine just the city where you live, right? Is it hovering over this city? Why are there crazy lights? you have to report this stuff, and it has to be investigated. It's just responsible. It's just rational. It's just reasonable. And this say Billy says this boxing match is fixed. Well, of course it is. It's a fucking joke. That's what I was saying in the beginning. It's just like these weird exhibition with very, very odd rules. You got the fucking Fenoik getting paid double what fucking Mike Tyson's getting paid. It's all a show. It's just a marketed, hyped up fucking show. It's all bullshit. And that fucking Paul kid doesn't deserve a second of what's happening right now. Tyson should have told him to get fucked. That he should have told him he's a nobody. He doesn't deserve to be in a ring with him. He hasn't earned it. That he's a nobody. He landed nothing. Oh, that's interesting. That's kind of weird. Must be 100% fixed then if he hasn't landed anything and done anything. That's just weak. It's going to make him look bad too. I know somebody asked him about his legacy. He said he didn't give a fuck, so I thought that was something sad too. I mean, I know he's got like the ego death mentality and all that, and I'll give him that, but that's fucking crazy, man. How's your legacy not mean anything to you? Grab a smoke real quick. God damn. Yeah, let me grab a smoke real quick before I get into any more of this shit. All right, there we go. All right, KD, we'll talk to you soon, man. Have a good one. Be safe. Quick, we'll get into some more of this stuff. I still got a couple more things for the news. Do a little trash on blast. Oh, Mike's in great shape for his age, and he's very, very fast, and he's still very powerful. Yep. No doubt about that, Dustin. He's very, very strong, very, very fast. He knows how to take care of himself. He's still good at blocking. And if he's not landing anything and he's just eating shit, then it's totally fixed. So I said, I mean, you know it. The kids, we already know the kid's making double. We know he's in charge of the whole thing, all the marketing and the hype. Wearing fucking diamond ear protectors, like a little Fenoik. And a little entitled prick. Yeah, it's super weird. Dustin, I agree with you. And you know, Billy's talking about he didn't land anything and it's a fix. I believe him too. That's a shame. That's a damn shame. I mean, it doesn't surprise me he's going to be getting tired. He's 58 years old. And he looks 50. You know, I mean, other than the fact that he's fucking jacked. He's jacked for a 58-year-old. He's still got like some of that loose skin and his, you know, you see it in his face. He's aged. Nothing wrong with that. But was it worth 20 million bucks, man? I don't know. I guess it's your own perspective. You would think that like I don't know, with like having some of that ego death experience with like the DMT and the mushrooms and all that stuff he's been doing. Usually when you go through like that strong ego death, you also kind of lose a lot of that need for things, you know, for monetary things, family is really all that matters to you. Things, your friends are all that matter to you. Your word, your value, your values change. Cash money is only one kind of value. There's lots of different kinds of value in the world. And usually those perspectives kind of change along with like that ego death. But I don't know, man. I guess he's just trying to put some cheese away in the bank for his kids when he's gone or something. I would think he's got plenty of money. I would think. He's got like a big weed farm. He owns dispensaries. He's always in movies. He's always doing like speaking engagements. He's got his own podcast. He's always going on podcasts. I mean, he's got to have plenty of money tucked away. This just wasn't worth it. I know I'm going to get on about it again, but this whole thing's pissed me off. The whole thing's pissed me off. Mickey Griggs says, fight getting ugly, 7th to start. Last round, David James says, Tyson has to knock him out to win. Well, I don't think they're trying to knock each other out. Like I said, it's like an exhibition, right? Or did they reclass it as a real fight? Because I could be wrong about that. I know they reclassed it. They were like changing rules around and stuff like that. I might not be 100% clear on how it ended up, but it's entirely possible. But I assumed that it was like an exhibition and it wasn't like a real fight that was going to be like recorded on a record. Well, that's cool. We'll give it a few minutes. We'll let you guys watch the rest of the last round real quick, and then we'll get into some trash on blast. I've got some Diddy stuff, but I'll save that until next week with MRE. We'll go over all the most up-to-date stuff that's going on with Diddy. They had a few things come out this week, but I think we'll just skip over to trash on blast here in a few minutes when that round's over and you guys are done watching that. Last round. All the hype and the shit and the marketing and the garbage comes down to this. I'll let you guys tell me what happens. Like I said, I'll end up seeing the clips in my feed. Everybody will. Regardless of what you look up, it'll pop up. It's going to be all over fucking YouTube. It'll be all over every news channel. No doubt about it. But yeah, so I doubt he's going to knock him out. I don't think it's that kind of fight, unless I'm wrong. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But Tyson would have to be fucking crazy to do something that was actually going to stick to his record at his age, regardless of who's fighting. Because you never, ever, 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 ever fucking know what's going to happen in a fight. You just don't know. Even the most unlikely thing can happen. The most unlikely person can fuck around and win if they tap that chin just the right way. You know what I mean? It can happen. It can happen. Especially, again, I mean, I hate to say it, but especially when you're 58 years old, bro. You could fuck around and get hit and get tagged. It can happen. It's done. Everyone says he lost. Jeez. That's fucking unfortunate, man. I hate to hear that. I really, really do. I hate to fucking hear that. Get my drink, go back downstairs, pack a bowl, we'll get into some trash on blast. Yeah, I hate to hear that. Everyone's saying that he lost. That sucks. Now you give this fucking entitled little prick, this little waste of fucking skin and air, give him any points to talk or feel more entitled. Wow, man. Yeah, that's super unfortunate. That really sucks. Very disappointing. All right, where's that plug at? There it is. Plug this thing back in. There we go. Let me get reset up. Let me get this fucking bowl packed. We'll talk about some of these fucking weirdos that are out in the world we all need to watch out for. There we go. All right. Yeah, it does sound. Put your thing out here. You know. Yeah, Dustin says I hate it too, but like you pointed out, it's definitely staged. Yeah, that was Billy that said it's got to be staged. I'm just agreeing because Billy's watching it. What a load of shit, Billy says. Wow. Yeah, that's really fucking unfortunate, man. That really sucks. All right. Well, we're gonna get into some trash on blast. It'll just be me talking to you guys about these fucking weirdos. Normally I do this with MRE, but I don't want to not do it when we have the show on Friday. We went over all of our news and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm gonna save the Diddy stuff. Tyson loses, Mickey says. Wow. Unanimous decision. Tyson lost. Wow, man. I really hope that's not like anything official. That's fucking sucks. That sucks, man. But yeah, we'll stick to the game plan for Fridays. We'll do our trash on blast anyway. We'll see. We'll get back to the Diddy stuff, like I say, next week. I've got some other stuff we'll talk about next week too when MRE's back. But this fucking guy, 27 years old, Muhammad Abdullah Alabalan, I don't know, Abalon. Either way, 27-year-old Pennsylvania man was arrested on petty theft charge for he stole a fucking lap dance. I can't. Like, I don't even know. It's like a dine and dash situation. You go into fucking Pedro here from Napoleon Dynamite. That's what he looks like. He looks like a broke-ass fucking Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite before he shaved his head. But yeah, 27-year-old Pennsylvania man arrested for petty theft for allegedly stealing a lap dance. Cops say he was buying a service from a woman inside a strip club, and then he refused to pay the $40 service fee. Yeah. And then so it was like a dine and dash. He got up and tried to leave the club at 2:45 in the morning. My place was open late. Yeah, deputy collared the man after being told by a club manager that he had not paid the $40. He was booked into the county jail from which he was released after posting, of course, a $40 bond. So the same $40, that's fucking actually pretty funny. He owed the chick $40, refused to pay, and then he had to use it to bond out of jail anyway. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Stole a fucking lap dance. What a degenerate loser fucking Pedro is. These people working hard for their money. Fucking $40, man. And then he had to use the same $40 he was trying to keep in his pocket to bond himself out of jail anyways. Absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. All right, let's get this next one up here. This dude's just like a total weirdo. They're all total fucking weirdos. This guy's like, he's out there, man. All right, here we go. So police arrest a naked man riding a unicycle over a Texas bridge, and they've got a picture of his ass, literally of his ass. They've got a picture of him riding the unicycle. I'm not going to scroll this all the way down because they took video, and in the screenshot of the video, you can clearly see him naked and a little bit from the front. You know what I mean? So we're not going to go there. But this guy, a Texas man, was arrested for indecent exposure after cops and scores of witnesses spotted him riding a unicycle naked over a bridge. What the fuck? Joseph Farley, 45 years old, can be seen atop his unicycle in the above photo, which was snapped by a motorist crossing the highway 30 miles southeast of Houston. He was not intoxicated, but he did strip off all of his clothes at the base of the fucking bridge before beginning his 1 mile sojourn, sans clothes. He explained to cops that he enjoyed the experience of naked unicycling. What the fuck, man? Yeah, and then they go on. They hear a dispatcher can be heard in the background on the video that's down there on a police radio relaying a witness account of a perp riding a unicycle, and he's not wearing any clothes. The unicycle was confiscated. Yeah, and when the cops pulled over, the guy immediately got down off of his unicycle, clasped his hands behind his back so he could be handcuffed. So, see, he knew what the fuck. He knew that shit was wrong. I mean, I don't know how you could not know that it's illegal to be riding naked in public on anything. What's up, Jason? Always good to see you. Hope you're well. Yeah, circus advertising, James. That's funny, man. That's funny. Yeah, people work hard for those lap dances, Billy. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, that $40, man. You had to keep a hold of that. Yeah, this fucking asshole's riding across a bridge even. Like, you have to know you're going to get caught. You almost have to want to get caught. Because he left himself nowhere to go. What is he going to do? Jump in the water naked, leave his fucking unicycle there? Come on, man. Fucking crazy, dude. All right, let's bring up another one. Here's another freak fucking walking around naked in public. His reasoning is, I remember why I grabbed this one, because he actually gave us a reason why he did it. I like to put those up sometimes when they tell us what's going on. We always wonder what's going on in these people's fucking heads. All right, here, let's bring this thing up. All right, man 19 explains to cops that he was naked in the street because it was opposite day. What the fuck, man? Why? How could you even say that out loud to a cop? Or to anyone. What the fuck is the opposite day, bro? Come on. Come on. Looking like the fucking gay little brother of the fat dude on Lost. After being spotted last night wandering naked around an Indiana neighborhood. So he's walking around naked in a neighborhood. 19-year-old man explained to cops that he was sans clothes because it was opposite day. So opposite day meaning is like normally every day you're supposed to wear clothes, and on opposite day you don't, I guess. Oh, okay. So then he changed his. It says after he provided an Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department officer with that explanation of it being opposite day. He also gave another explanation that he just wanted to be free. Yeah, so they fucking took him to jail for public indecency. There's got to be another charge for that. You're naked in a neighborhood walking. It's not just indecency, bro. You're nude, like in a residential area where there's kids and people walking around doing what they got to do. Even if it's late at night and somebody looks out their window, they don't want to see the fucking gay little brother of the fat dude from Lost walking around naked. Fucking opposite day. What a fucking mook. Stu Nod, motherfucker. That shit's crazy. Let's get the next one up. Oh yeah, this is another Stu Nod motherfucker here. This guy's just fucking dumb. What's up, Mandy? Always good to see you. Free range pervert tapes. That's funny. That's funny, man. That's too funny. Oh, let me get the screen up. Yeah, so this guy's not like one of the gross freaks that's like naked and doing anything weird. He's just a stupid man. Felon accused by feds of Girl Scout cookie theft gets 6 extra months in prison. So this fucking guy is in a halfway house, right? He just got out of prison. He's in a halfway house. He hasn't even gotten out into the world like on his parole and all that kind of shit on his own. He's living in a halfway house. And he goes into somebody else's room and steals their fucking Girl Scout cookies. So who does shit like this, man? Wouldn't you want to go? Wouldn't like the last thing in the world, like just the last thing in the world you would do, would be anything to compromise your freedom or your ability to finally go home after being in prison. But even if you were going to do something stupid or steal something or commit some kind of a crime, one would think you would not do that in the halfway house of which you're being held as an extension of prison. Like, just what the fuck is wrong with you, man? You deserve to go to, I mean, I hate to say that, but you're so fucking stupid. You deserve another 6 months to think about shit, man. Think about your life and what kind of dumbass decisions you're making. Because that is crazy to me. He also failed to disclose that he had recently been fired from his factory job. So I guess that, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You're in a halfway house. You got to get a job, prove you're going to be doing your thing, not getting in trouble. You're stable. Yeah, who steals Girl Scout cookies for real? And who steals fucking Girl Scout cookies from somebody inside the halfway house, right? So it's like another room over from yours or whatever. You're almost guaranteed to get caught. You're probably on fucking camera. Freedom for a Girl Scout cookie. Total moron. Stu Nod motherfucker. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, those cookies are good, but man, to steal them, they're like, what, $4? You can't find a Girl Scout or even offer to buy some from the dude. Again, you're in a halfway house, man. This is your freedom you're talking about. Just like Mandy said, that's the part that blew me away more than anything. Stealing cookies is just above and beyond fucking retarded. But doing it while you're in a halfway house from somebody else inside the same halfway house, that's something else, man. This dude is just fucking Stu Nod. All right, let's bring up our next one. This fucking guy. All right, I'll pull this one and I'm gonna have to start staggering them because there's a couple of fucking gross ones and a couple of funny ones, and I don't want to do like all the gross ones in a row. These people are total fucking freaks. Degenerate waste of space. What would he do for a Whopper? Yeah, who knows, man? They're $5 now or more. But even still, Mandy, right? Like 6 months in prison or $5, right? 6 months in prison for $5. Holy shit. Holy shit. All right. This fucking guy here, man facing real indecent exposure charges for showing women his fake genitalia. So this is just, this guy's brain's broken. You can see it in his eye. Look at his crazy freak fucking psycho eyes, man. You can see the crazy in this dude's face. And you would have to be crazy to do what this guy did. So Jacob Bovey, a 28-year-old Maryland resident, facing 5 criminal charges for exposing himself to several women around the campus of Anne Arundel Community College. What a fucking psycho. Went to a community college by himself. Cops are referring to the set of fake genitalia that Bolivia allegedly showed female victims while he was seated in his Honda Accord. So he had a dildo, basically. He had a fake dick, and he was putting it near his pants or through his zipper. And then when the women would walk by his car, he would act like he was masturbating it and show it to them. And it was fake. Just what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? He's still charged with disorderly conduct, 3 counts of indecent exposure for the simulated act. So he got real indecent exposure charges for showing fake genitalia. And good, fuck you. It's the same thing. You're absolutely looks like my little brother. Jason says, "Well, it's not. What would you do for a Klondike bar?" Yeah, really. Yeah, it looks like your little brother. Well, this guy's got the a little bit of that crazy in his eyes, man. Hopefully your brother doesn't have that like totally like crazy 1,000-yard stare. I can't wait to show somebody my fake phallus look in his face. Looks like the original guy from Blue's Clues. A little bit. A little bit. Yeah, that's fucking weird, man. Like, it's weird enough when they're showing their actual body parts to people, let alone you went and got some fake one to hang out of your pants and show people. Like, bro, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your fucking life? And this is the stuff that's in your head too. You're walking around, this is the shit you're thinking about and thinking about doing with your life too on top of it. There's steps to this, man. You got to have the weird thought. Then your retarded brain has to tell you it was a good thought. Then you have to like find a dildo and like, just what the fuck, man? Figure out where you're going to park. He's 28 years old. Damn it, Mandy. 28 years old. Jacob Bovey, 28 years old from Maryland. And then these poor women are just walking through the parking lot trying to go to college, their community college, and they look, glance or see something moving in their peripheral, and they look over, and this dude's got a fake dick, and he's acting like he's masturbating it and like looking at him in the face, bro. Holy shit. I'm gonna steal your soul. Get part of your soul. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, let's do this one again. This one's fucking horrific. This shit is absolutely horrific. And again, the amount of time he got makes me sick, and we should all get the stone this guy with fucking rocks until he's dead and throw his body in the ocean. You'll see what I mean here in just a second. It's coming up. All right. So this is a disgusting trigger warning. Forever unclean. Forever unclean. Forever unclean. Pervert gets 2 years in prison for putting his semen in yogurt samples given to female shoppers. What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Who does this? The grocery clerk who placed his semen in yogurt samples he gave to female shoppers at a New Mexico supermarket was sentenced yesterday to 2 years in prison. That is not enough fucking time. That is not enough time. This dude should have been given the death penalty. by spiked club. You know, like you get murdered by just a dude in a gimp suit with a spiked club, a baseball bat with big nails on it. What the fuck, man? Ugh. Man, it says, while the repulsive crime might seem to merit harsher punishment, federal sentencing guidelines spared Anthony Garcia, 32, a lengthier term since he was considered a first-time offender. Come on. Yeah, but his first-time offense was jacking off in yogurt and feeding it to women in public, bro. That's not something you show lenience for. Like, how many times was he supposed to have done something before this, like to get the time he deserves, to get killed, basically? That's what he deserves. He deserves to be duct taped and thrown in the fucking ocean. That's what he deserves. Duct taped up and thrown in the fucking ocean with no hope. And just sink like a rock and become shark shit. What in the actual fuck? It says he, a first-time offender, though he had been involved in a series of other instances of public indecency and is now currently facing a state charge of having criminal sexual contact with a child under 13. And you gave him 2 years? 2 years. Garcia, pictured in the above mugshot, pleaded guilty last year to adulterating, that's a nice word for it, adulterating a yogurt sample. That's a very odd way to put it. He adulterated a yogurt sample he gave to a 29-year-old customer at the Sunflower Market in Albuquerque. The victim told police that the yogurt was gross and disgusting and tasted like semen. Well, I wouldn't know what the fuck that tastes. That's fucking absolutely horrific. Holy shit. But I mean, I guess you would taste that it was fucking off and wrong. I mean, I guess a woman might know what semen tastes like and recognize it immediately in their yogurt. Just what the fuck, bro? It said he did it because he wanted to witness the victim consume his bodily fluid, bro. What is wrong with you, bro? This shit makes me absolutely sick to my stomach. And I don't understand. I don't understand how they give him 2 years, especially if he also had a pending charge of having contact with a 13-year-old. They got to start killing these people, man. They got to put them in the Chinese murder van. They can't even make it back to prison, bro. They got to be dead right after they leave court. This is not okay. This is not fucking okay. What's up, Mustang Mike? Always good to see you. Hope you're well. Mob Rat Hunter, hope you're well. Hope all is well. Yeah, damn it, man. 2 years. Like, what the fuck, man? It's assault with a deadly weapon. It's something, man. Exactly, Mick. I can't say I know what semen tastes like, but apparently that woman did. Like, fucking... I mean, you might, I guess you would just know that the yogurt was off. Maybe you'd think it was like, you know, out of date or some shit. This lady was like, nope, that shit tastes like cum. She told the cops, she said it was gross and disgusting and tastes like semen. Like, holy fucking shit. Yeah, and the wheels of justice just keep on turning. Absolutely fucking sick. That was Albuquerque, New Mexico, Mandy. Yep. Fuck, man. And like that just blows me away, bro, that they said leniency was shown because he was a first-time offender. Well, how many different kind of foods this dude got to stick his dick in before he gets the sentence he deserves for what he did? Like, this should just be judged on its face for what the fuck it is, for what the fuck he did. And then again, I'm totally blown away by the fact that he's been involved in at least, not charged, right? Because they said this was his first offense, but he's been involved in cases with indecency exposure, and the sexual contact with a 13-year-old, like, bro, if you knew that too, if the judge knew that, how'd you not give this fucker 100 years, man, and then sentence him to death? Give him death, and then sentence him to the 100 years. Give him both. Fuck him. That's what he deserves, man. Absolutely fucked. So this fucking look at this old coot, man. Look at this old dude. He's got like Emmy flat bedhead on one side. You see that? Like his hair is all stuck down on one side. So check this shit out. This pappy here, Grandpa Degenerate, 74 years old, in South Carolina, was arrested for prostitution after he offered to perform sexual acts on other people. Wrap your mind around that for a minute. 74-year-old dude from South Carolina arrested for prostitution after he allegedly offered to perform sexual acts on other people. Those other people were a pair of undercover fucking police officers. Just holy shit. According to a police report, Thomas Mills, this guy, 74-year-old pappy, he flashed his car's headlights to get the attention of Myrtle Beach Police Department officers at around 2:15 in the morning. He then asked about the size of the officer's genitals and asked if he could see them. He then allegedly went on to say that he wanted to give them oral sex. He wanted to do it for both of them, and he had another friend that could join them in the acts if they were interested. He was arrested for a first offense prostitution misdemeanor. I'm curious as to whether or not he knew, were these guys, like, it says they were undercover cops. So he just driving around, he saw a couple dudes hanging around in a parking lot at 2 in the morning, 2:15 in the morning. Flashed his headlights at them to get their attention, and then asked them about the size of their genitals and if he could see them or not, and then offered to blow them. And he said he would pay them to blow them. Just, that's not how this works, man. That's not how, like, I'm confused. My brain is breaking. My brain hurts. My brain hurts. You offered 2 dudes money to let you blow them. Like, I'm confused. I'm confused. Is this the guy that pays that weird narc guy's rent? They pay them. How's that prostitution? He must have had a Viagra hard on. Yeah, right. But did he offer money or ask for it? No, he offered the money and asked to be able to blow them. Yeah, that's crazy, though. He just, like, flashed his fucking lights at 2 dudes on the side of the road and asked them how big their junk was and asked them if he could see it, and then offered to blow them and said he'd pay him for it. And he had a friend that could join him if they wanted. Like, what the fuck is happening? Changed meds that week, something, dude. And I guess it's still like, what if you're offering someone to pay somebody for a sexual act? I mean, that is a sexual act still, so I guess it's still soliciting prostitution. It would, but yeah, so I mean, the charge would have to be soliciting, right? It wouldn't be the actual prostitution unless it's because my brain's broken, Mandy. He's performing the sexual act, but he's paying for the other dude to let him do it. So yeah, my brain hurts now. Is it soliciting or is it prostitution? Is it both? 74-year-old prostitute, 100%, Dustin. Yeah. How weird is that, though? I'm with Mandy on that one. Like, my brain's broken on this one. You know, it's like when you get like a total fucking half a retard mook moron like fucking Fatty. They probably, when they get to the airport and they see the sign that says arrive and depart, and their brain melts down. They're like, well, we're arriving at the airport, but we want to depart the airport. That sign says arrive and depart. I don't know what to do. You know, I can imagine people like Fatty having like a total existential like crisis in that moment. Their whole world coming to an end and their brain burning and fog coming out of their ears. But yeah, that's a difficult call, man. Does he get charged with the prostitution or the soliciting? It's very weird. And it says that he was arrested for prostitution. For first offense, prostitution, a misdemeanor. It doesn't say soliciting, it says fucking prostitution. Yeah, that's wild, man. I would think it's just soliciting. Wonder if he's married. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't say anything about him being married or not. Prostitutes get paid. Right, yeah, but again, I hear what you're saying, Mandy. I hear it. Believe me. I understand what you're saying. I totally understand. And part of me is thinking the same thing. All right, let me see here. I got a couple more. All right, we'll do this one first. And I'll have one more after this. And this shit is bizarre, as all of them are. Yeah, exactly, Mickey. That's a good one. Yeah. 'Tis the verb. 'Tis the verb. Yes, we have the noun. Oh, the prostitute is the noun. Prostitution is the fucking verb. He pimped himself. He sure did, Mandy. He sure did pimp himself. Yeah, and we're adding that to our dictionary, Mickey. Yeah, we've now got we have the verb and we have an adjective and a noun now. I think we're good. I think we're good. We've got our dictionary going on the prostitute. That's awesome. That's a good one, man. And he sure did pimp himself, Mandy. There's no doubt about that. He sure did pimp himself. That is fucking weird. Usually other people are warning to pay for sexual favors, not the other way. Yeah, exactly. Not the other way around. Yep. And that's why I said no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, they're wanting. I understand. Yeah, that's a weird one. I know it. It's very odd. You crept up like you were going to offer money, for like full on sex, but you're the one performing the act. They're just letting you, but you're still paying for it. And it says they charged him with the full on prostitution, not the fucking soliciting part. So, yeah. Yep. These people, these fucking people, man. Humans are fucking whacked. All right, here we go. We got two more. We're going to kick it off with this. Here's something you rarely see in a police report. It says, that's the first line. Man utters line never previously recorded in a police report, it says, is the title. On Monday morning, a Michigan cop reported to a park in response to a 911 call about a subject in a silver car sucking on a dildo. Ugh. Upon investigation, Sergeant Steve Allen from the Trenton Police Department located a Ford Fusion being driven by a 67-year-old man. What is going on with the grandpas, dude? Grandpas are supposed to be hanging out at home, watching the game, taking a nap in the afternoon. Stereotypical shit. Replace game with whatever you want. Watching their shows, enjoying their retirement. 67 years old. You're not supposed to be sitting in a Ford Fusion in a public park sucking on a dildo, but I digress. Peering into the vehicle, Sergeant Steve Allen saw a flesh-colored dildo lying on the passenger seat. During questioning, the man admitted that he was, quote, sucking on a dildo. He added, "I'm sorry." As seen in the report, those quotes are rendered for some reason in capital letters. The pensioner admitted to having a problem with sex toys. Well, I would say so, bro. You're in public in a car, and I guess doing this for people to see you do it? He was arrested for disorderly conduct in a public park and booked into the Trenton jail on a misdemeanor charge. What? So he's literally performing fellatio on a fucking plastic phallus, as Skullbro would say if he was here. He's got the plastic phallus, but he got charged with disorderly conduct. So what does that tell us? That he's allowed to be in his car with a dildo sucking on it and possibly in public, but not if anybody else can see it, because then it causes disorder. It's conduct that causes disorder. I don't understand that charge. I'm very confused again. Yeah, be fishing with the grandkids. That's a good one, Mandy. There you go. I'm going to go along with that one. Oh yeah, Dustin, I'm gonna put yours up too, man. That's a good point. That 74-year-old guy before that was paying dues to blow him. It wouldn't surprise me, Dustin says, if this fudge packer was married to a woman who doesn't even have a clue that he swings that way. No doubt about it, bro. And he could be bringing diseases home. He's definitely bringing shame upon his family. That's what the fuck, man. And yeah, David, these are all misdemeanors. You get a lawyer, you got a $50 fine, you're paying a court cost. What the fuck, man? Was he teething? That's absolutely hilarious, Nikki. That's absolutely hilarious. Yeah, he was teething. He had to have a plastic phallus in his car because he was teething. His gums were all itchy. That's fucking hilarious, bro. Imagine that gentleman walking into a store to buy the dildo. Yeah, well, I mean, again, I always say that there's steps to all of these things. Someone's got to have the gross thought, right? Then your stupid fucking brain has to tell you that it's a good thought that you had. That's a good idea. You know what? That's a good idea. I think I will do that. I think I will go buy me a dildo. I bet people would love to see me putting that dildo all up in my mouth. Like, what the fuck? Was he teething? That shit's still killing me. What if that had been a big lollipop-shaped dildo? Could he still be charged? I don't know, but they charge him with disorderly conduct. So with that charge, I'm guessing probably so, Mandy. I'm going to go with yes, because they're talking about his conduct is disorderly to the public. So that's telling me that they didn't have any problem with him necessarily being in public in his car, gumming up a fucking dildo, a plastic phallus. It was just the fact that I guess he was making sure people could see him and causing disorder in the public. So I'm going to go along with it. And fuck that. That motherfucker right there, again, that's somebody else to be shooting. He should have been drug out of the car, and they should have let children throw rocks at him. Right? And I say children because you get like you'd end up turning them into a bloody, like he'd be dead. You have a bunch of grown men with the size of rocks they can pick up and throw. Have the kids do it until he's basically unconscious, wakes up in the hospital, realizes what he did was wrong. We're telling him this is your one time. Next time you don't wake up no more. Next time you don't wake up no more. All right. This last man. I don't even know what to say about this guy. Again, he's Chinese murder van. This person should not be allowed to stick around on Earth. It is absolutely unacceptable for this person to be out there breathing the same air as us. Now, this shit is so weird, man. Caregiver performed sex act on unconscious man brought to the hospital by cops. Now, you guys are going to have to follow this because this is so bizarre that your brain's going to have a hard time wrapping around it. Mine did. I had to read it twice to understand what they were talking. I was just like, what in the actual fuck? And how are you in public and not chained to a wall in an insane asylum already? Like, how can this just be the one day you did this, bro? Okay, so a hospital caregiver in Utah is facing a sodomy charge after police discovered him performing a sex act on an unconscious patient who had been transported to the facility by the police after he was found intoxicated at a residence. Okay. So the cops picked up a super fucking drunk guy at a residence, right? They brought him to the hospital because he was unconscious and fucked up. At Logan Regional Hospital, this guy, Hal Weston, the person you can see a picture of here, he was charged with forcible sodomy. According to police, the male victim, remember, the cops picked up a drunk to the point of unconsciousness. They picked him up, a man. They picked up a passed out drunk dude and brought the dude to a hospital. This guy here is a caregiver at the hospital. I don't know what that means. If that's like lower than, like, I mean, it's obviously not a nurse. I guess it would list it if he was a certified nurse's assistant. I don't know what this fucking guy does or what a caregiver does, but he works at the hospital. Okay, so the male victim was brought to the hospital after officers were unable to wake him up after he passed out in a police cruiser. At the hospital, the unconscious man was put into an exam room, which was concealed behind a curtain. This dude snuck behind the fucking curtain, took the guy's fucking pants off, and ass raped him while he was passed out. Cops noted that one of the officers who was writing a police report at the time went into the exam room to check up on the unconscious man. That's when the patrolman, James Gale, spotted this guy blowing the unconscious dude. Just what in the actual fuck? What kind of a disgusting, sick, literally fucking godless sodomite. He has a job at a hospital as a caregiver. So I'm assuming he's not ever been caught for this before or even been suspected of it before. Why he chose this day as the day that he was going to go in and clap some fucking passed out dude's cheeks that the cops had brought to the hospital is beyond me. But that's what happened. So the cops pick up a guy that's super drunk. He passes out in the cop car. They bring him to the fucking hospital, probably to hide shit like that. He was going to be charged with a couple things anyway. They put him behind a curtain in an exam room, leave him there, go out front, start filling out the paperwork. And this disgusting freak snuck in behind the curtain, took the guy's pants off, ass raped him, and then started blowing him. And that's when he got caught with a dick in his mouth. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm never going to the fucking hospital again. I want someone with me at all times. I want somebody near me at all times if I'm going to be under any kind of anesthesia. Luckily, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I smoke weed and until I go to sleep, but I will wake up very quickly. It's not that deep of a sleep. You touch my pants, motherfucker, I'm waking up. You know what I mean? You fucking put me under any kind of anesthesia at the hospital, I swear to God, I'm gonna make like my family take like blood that they will not leave my side now. I mean, who are they suing? Who's he suing now? My dudes. Who's this guy suing? Is he suing the hospital? I mean, almost certainly, right? Can he sue the fucking cops for not keeping him safe and he got his virtue taken? You know, he got his prom night cherry popped behind the fucking curtain, passed out at a hospital by some weird fuck, gotta be a serial killer, right? I mean, the cops wouldn't be liable for anything. They could just put it off on the hospital and say, well, the hospital's supposed to be a safe place. We were out front filling out the paperwork. Your guy raped him, not ours. Like, what? What? So, I mean, you're definitely suing the hospital, right? My dudes, talk to me. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know a lot about this stuff, but I mean, like, you're definitely suing the hospital, right? You've got to win. You've got to be able to win. It's like your caregiver just fucking busted that guy's cheeks. And when he was done busting his cheeks, he started fucking blowing the guy, right? Like, you've got to be able to sue the hospital. But are the cops at all, you think, culpable in this? Do you think that they're responsible for any of that at all? I mean, what? They need to put this dude in a cell with Cosby. That's what they need to do. Cosby give this dude a pudding pop and he'll wake up all fucked up. Yeah, he'll wake up all fucked up. Shit is absolutely crazy, man. Could you imagine being in jail? Like, what are you in here for? Like, and your actual charge is like forcible sodomy. Wow. That's your actual degenerate fucking. This guy shouldn't even be alive. If they now listen to me. Listen to me. Okay. They caught the guy with a dick in his mouth, right? Red-handed, as they say. It's late and I'm tired and I'm baked. I'm not even going to fuck around trying to think of something, that's like an extra clever way of putting that right this second. I'm just going to say it for what it is. It's like red-handed, right? They caught him with a dick in his mouth. So why is he alive? Like, how is this motherfucker? And if he is, why is he not bloodied and like he should have crack? You're already at the hospital. Roll the dice. Hit this motherfucker square in the forehead with your mag light. You know what I mean? Crack his whole shit wide. Like, he's gonna need staples wide. Like, crack this try and see some brain tissue. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anybody. I can't see anybody not agreeing with that. You literally see this guy raping a dude and he's got his dick in his mouth. You don't just crack this motherfucker's head wide the fuck open to the meat. Like, he's not hurt at all. There should be blood all over this guy's face and, gashes and staples, and she should look a half a Frankenstein. Oh, for sure, Mandy. Everybody feels 100% bad for the patient. That poor guy. Oh my God. Holy fuck. I hope I don't know. I don't do votes. I don't like them. I think they're dumb. But man, how many people would quit drinking? Like, holy shit, dude. You's a drunk. You's got a fucking alcohol. They said the guy was charged before with, like, drunk in Publix and all this kind of stuff. The cops picked him up. He was also charged with public urination. So he's the guy, he likes his sauce. He likes to drink. And this time he got buggered. So I'm just going out on a limb here saying that should probably make you want to quit drinking or at least cut back on the sauce. You don't, maybe he takes stuff, medication and shit like that on top of it that makes it to where he passes out. Well, I'm trying to be as fair as possible. I think that's absolutely hilarious, Mandy. I don't, maybe you didn't intend it that way, but that's very, very funny. I quit drinking, Mandy says, but now he'll probably drink twice as much. Yeah, right, exactly. Forever unclean. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be all fucking curled up in the fetal position on the floor of the shower till the water runs cold. Yeah. That's bad news, man. Got your cheeks busted at the hospital by some weird, pervy, serial killer, freaky deaky, degenerate dude. Yep. Dude's gonna be like looking in the mirror, like twitching and shit. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I don't even remember that shit. I'm not gay. Got buggered. Got mouth buggered. Like, damn. Yeah, he'll definitely be in the hospital. I was just curious if anybody thinks he'd actually have grounds to sue the police. I'm curious about that. Put him in a cell with the semen yogurt guy. Yeah. I mean, I still don't think he should make it to the cell. That's my position I'm taking. That I've said this before, that if you get caught red-handed with stuff like this, you know what I mean? You get caught on literally on top of a person you're assaulting. We're trying to keep this, I know YouTube fucks around. I've said the R word a bunch of times, but whatever. Dude, he shouldn't make it to the cell. He should be clipped, right? And I'm standing by the fact too that, like, if you're not going to clip him, you should at least bang this motherfucker in the head just as hard as you can with a mag light. I mean, really try and crack that bitch like a nut. Really try and see some brains. You're in the hospital, dude. Roll the dice. If at any time you might be able to claim you were under, like, you blacked out or some shit like that, it'd be now. It'd be now. He's going to be drinking the cognac. Maybe the police can be charged with, hang on, here we go. Yeah, Jason, it is it's absolutely disgusting. It's horrific, right? I mean, and who could imagine such a thing taking place in reality? Because who fucking thinks of something like that and then follows through? Think about this again in steps. This guy's at work. This dude, we can see, he's at work. He's at the hospital. He's had a regular day. Maybe he went out to lunch. Maybe, saw some people he knew. He fucking paid his bills. He checked his email and all that kind of stuff. Got showered, got his laundry, put his clothes on, went to work like any other given day, right? Drove there. Certainly didn't forcibly sodomize anybody at the gas station before he got there. Just went to fucking work. And then while he's at work, he sees the cops bring in some dude that's totally passed out and put him in the fucking room behind a curtain. And this dude thought to himself, hey, man, that looks like an easy pickings. I wonder if I could get away with that. And then he literally crept in there and did the deed. You're a psycho. You're a fucking psycho, bro. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. We're going to give all these people knives in the hallway. We're going to play a little game of stabby, stabby, cut, cut. We'll give all the children stones. You pick. We'll have a wheel of death. Emery and I have talked about this before. We'll have a wheel of death. Really, by all rights, if we're going to go by human code, the guy that got buggered, we need to give that guy some coffee. And before he can even really go through all the stages of grief, we need to just catch him at anger, right? Give him all the weapons to choose from and just the bastard, right? Let him, by all, or at least give him first dibs. If he doesn't want to kill him, maybe he can spin the wheel of death. he can pick the way the guy's going to go, but he's got to go, man. In these cases where you catch these people red-handed, like literally doing the deed, and there's no need for a trial. You did it, motherfucker. We saw you with that guy's dick in your mouth. He still had his pants down. So did you. You're fucking going. You're fucking going, and you're going today. No, it's fucking what? It's fucking 2 a.m. right now. You know what I mean? You'd be looking at this dude, be like, it's 2 a.m. right now. You're gonna be dead by 4. Bet. You're dead by 4. Bet. You know, again, there's no trial, bro. That costs money and time, and keeps you alive around people stealing our air. Absolutely not. There's no need for a trial. That's to decide if you did it or not. We caught you. You're done. You're going. 2 hours tops. You want a cigarette? Here you go. Yep. Absolutely fucking unbelievable. That's one of the gnarliest things I've ever read or seen before in my entire life. You know, you're at the hospital, and you don't even know you're at the hospital, bro. You passed out at somebody's house. Think about that shit. Again, not that you want to, but I mean, just how twisted this really is, man. That guy was drunk at somebody's house and passed out. This motherfucker doesn't even know he's been. Maybe he woke up a little bit, right? They said that he passed back out in the cruiser. So we'll be fair. He knows he got picked up by the cops. Let's be fair. He knows he got picked up by the cops. Maybe he thinks he's going to jail, but he doesn't know he's at the hospital. This dude is so fucked up that he's passing in and out of black. Yeah. And the next thing you know, when you wake up, there's a cop standing over you going, hoorah. You know, somebody put a road cone up your ass. Did you like Joe Dirt? You got fucking Cosby'd. He just didn't have to feed you the drugs first. You did that to yourself. And that's why I say, like, how many people would just straight up quit drinking? I think Mandy made a funny point, though, that maybe he'll have to drink twice as much. But, yeah. Looking in the mirror going, you're not gay. You didn't know. You didn't like that. It's gross. It's bad. You're not gay. It's not you. It's not your fault. Having some kind of breakdown and shit. Poor guy. Have they really, Dustin? YouTube is... What the fuck? YouTube has already deleted some comments I've made in this chat. That's bullshit. You say whatever the fuck you want in here. You know that's always the rule around here. We always say what the fuck we want. Yeah, exactly. Beaded balls attached. Yeah. Yeah, right. Exactly. Never wanted mine in my mouth, but yeah, my goodness, man. Yeah, society doesn't need this kind. Be done with him. Yeah, we certainly don't need another one. I don't know where MRE is, William Wallace. I'm not sure. Normally, I thought I would have heard from him, but he probably ended up having to work late. Last time he was late, he said that he was taking shifts for somebody else that hadn't been showing up at work or something like that. So I imagine he just worked late tonight, or maybe he had something going on. Maybe he had a date or some shit. I don't know, man. I haven't heard from him today at all, so I'm not sure. That's a decent point too, Mandy. You wouldn't be shocked. Here, I'm gonna put that up. I'm going to take this guy's face down off of here, too, so we don't have to look at his disgusting, degenerate freak. Here we go. I wouldn't be shocked if that man hunts him down and feeds him lead. Who would blame him? Nobody. Didn't that happen on one of those talk shows like Sally Jesse Raphael or like the Donahue? It was like 100 years ago, like the Donahue show, or like Ricky Lake. Was it Fat Ricky Lake? All I remember is there was a dude, or maybe it was it the classic? Was it Springer? Maybe it was Jerry Springer. Guy came on Jerry Springer and told another dude that was his friend that he was gay and had a gay crush for him. And the guy was so mortified and so embarrassed that dude did that on national television that when they got back to the small town they lived in, he fucking went and shot him. Absolutely insane. Yeah, poetic justice, man. That dude got buggered in his sleep at the hospital, bro. It's like, oh my God. Oh yeah, for sure. We all hope it all is okay. I'm sure everything's fine. Like I said, I'm sure he just worked late or he has a date or he's doing some shit he had to take care of. You know what I mean? It's all good. Yeah, we got the word. I wasn't watching it. Billy was watching it. I think Mickey was watching. A couple people in here were watching. I didn't watch the fight. Um, I don't know. It's very disappointing. People in here seem to think that it was basically just staged. It was all a bullshit job, just a hype marketing garbage fight. Um, but the clips will hit everybody's feed, including mine. I'll check out a couple of the clips. I just wasn't interested in watching it happen. Jenny Jones. Oh, okay, Dave. I remember that one. Let me put that up too. Jenny Jones. I think that's how her show ended. That would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense. Because yeah, that went. They were from like a smaller town, I want to say, even, and he was just absolutely mortified and embarrassed that this guy took him on national TV and said that he was gay for him. And when they got back to their little town, dude grabbed a fucking piece and he went and clipped the dude. He shot him. Absolutely insane. I mean, you can't do that, bro. There's no judge that's going to look at you and be like, oh, that's totally rational. Dude said he was gay. Yes, Your Honor. Dude said he thought you were cute. He'd kind of like to have a run with you on a date or something like that. Yes, Your Honor. So you killed him? Yes, Your Honor. Well, you're going to prison. You're going to prison. You murdered somebody. You couldn't live with that? You couldn't just look at him and say, hey, bro, no thanks. Not fucking gay. Not interested. You know, like, it's pretty soft, man. You sure you're not haven't thought about it before? Because you're reacting kind of strange, man. Like, your run of the mill everyday straight guy is not going to be so up in arms that a gay dude thinks he's got a hot body. You know what I'm saying? Or like wants to fucking hang out with him, wants to take him on a date. You just tell him no. Be comfortable with yourself. That's what it means. You went and killed this dude. Oh, okay. William Wallace said the same thing. Staged bullshit. I got you. Yeah, that's what it sounded like right from the beginning. I was saying it was going to be like an exhibition. It was all set up, hype, and marketing, and it's very sad. The whole thing is fuckery. The whole thing is just very sad fuckery. Is that one of the things they deleted from you, Dustin? I will, but that doesn't mean anybody will ever know that I said. They deleted that shit too, huh? Yeah, but speaking of the dough they made, it's like Tyson he made half of what the Paul kid was like hyping and marketing and like helping set the whole thing up from the beginning. So he kept $40 million and he offered Tyson 20. So Tyson got paid half. Yeah, I mean, sure, right? It's like, I mean, you could tell a motherfucker I'm flattered, but I'm not that way. You know, if you were being nice and you liked the dude or whatever, maybe you went to school with the cat and you weren't trying to like make him want to kill himself and be a dick, you know, you'd just be like, hey, look, man, I'm flattered. But no, not my cup of tea, bro. Totally not interested. And now you've been told, you've been told. Now, if he tries fucking around or bringing flowers to your house, fucking songs to you on the radio and shit like that after you told him, okay, you go and knock his teeth out. I'm with it, bro. I'm with it. I can't say I wouldn't do the same thing. It's like, I told you, motherfucker, right? I did the grown man thing. I was responsible. I didn't fucking become enraged and freak out and uncomfortable with myself. I just told you not interested. You knew. Okay, now you're fucking around, and now we've got a problem. But yeah, just to go home and shoot some dude in the fucking head because he told you that he was gay for you on TV, bro, it's like, that's not worth life in prison, bro. You're just going to have to live with the fact that once in a while you're going to walk through the street and people might think that you're fucking good looking or whatever, you know what I mean? You're just going to have to deal with it. Tyson had a leg brace on and his mouthpiece kept coming out. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, Tyson versus Hulk Hogan coming soon. That's funny, man. That's funny. Let me make sure I got all these articles real quick. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, we got through them. Awesome. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and save the little bit of Diddy news that I found this week. I'll save that until next Friday when we come back and here. We've been following that together. There's a little bit of North Korea, South Korea stuff. Nothing too major. Nothing really different. Except I was going to mention that they are up to 5,500 trash balloons now. They are up to 5,500 trash balloons that have been sent by North Korea and have floated down into South Korea. I mean, they've been doing this for about 3 months, man. That's a lot of fucking trash balloons, man. A lot. That shit's crazy. And because they've become more frequent, and because they're landing everywhere, and because they have these little detonators on them now where they explode like while they're still in the air, making sure that the trash goes, all over the place at maximum distance and coverage. Since they've done that, South Korea is implementing a new rule. I want to stop short of saying it was their constitution because I don't remember. But they're making amendments in either case to some, I guess, national documents. And what those corrections allow for is for them to be able to kind of think like FEMA. They don't have like a mechanism for like the government to be able to pay out to people if they've had like damage done to stuff that they own or their person. Due to like, natural disasters or terrorism or any of that. They just don't have that kind of thing there. Well, they're going to. And what they're doing is they're getting ready to offer compensation to the people in South Korea, right? So the South Korean government's going to offer payment to South Korean citizens who can prove they've been injured or had their house or their car or whatever, any of their property, screwed up by these trash balloons. And the government says, we'll pay for it. And if you've got to move for a little while, whatever, we'll pay for that too. What was I saying? What keeps changing your words? Oh, keep changing your words. Yeah, that's weird. I didn't even know that fucking YouTube like deleted comments and stuff like that, especially out of chats. That's super weird. I know that they'll hide them sometimes. You have to go in and like approve them. But that's bullshit. But yeah, so anyway, so the South Korean government is writing in these amendments that they plan to pass that will allow them to pay out to their citizens when their property is damaged or they get hurt, but by I guess the cause is, it has to be the cause of the trash balloon landing on you or on your property or screwing something up. But they said that they're doing this because, these balloons, as they've evolved, as the designs of these balloons have evolved, they put these little detonators on them, like I was saying before. So they get like maximum coverage of the trash onto the ground in the area where it is. So they'll kind of like explode it, the garbage. So there's been fires, apparently. They haven't mentioned a lot. I opened up a bunch of articles trying to find any kind of stats or numbers that they have on people that have been hit or people that have been hurt or, houses or cars or any kind of property that's literally been destroyed by these shit balloons. So they're going to start paying out their case. They're going to start paying out claims like an insurance or like a government insurance, like an emergency fund. They're going to start paying out to those citizens that can prove they've been hurt. Because they said that they've had people that have been hurt. And this, again, I've looked around, the stats are hard to come by. But we, MRE and everybody in here, we've all speculated for a while now that, it's literally impossible that people haven't been tagged in the fucking head with this garbage and the batteries and the feces and the sewage and stuff. It's just literally mathematically impossible that nobody's been hit like that. They showed this stuff literally scattered across parking lots and across streets, oh, well, yeah, for sure, David James. Sounds like a program that could be abused by fraudsters. I guess they'd have to be able to prove that the balloon at least was there and close by them, which they can do. Which brings me to one more other small point with North Korea, which is they've been jamming GPS near their borders, and it's been really screwing up the airplanes that fly anywhere near there. It's been screwing things up big time with their just technology in general. Anywhere within a certain distance of the border, where they're fucking around with this GPS technology, I guess it's screwing everything up. North Korea it's kind of odd. You have to look that up. Maybe I'll cover it a little bit more next Friday. I'll pull up the articles and stuff like that. That's so weird. This damn thing keeps changing my words. Yeah, that's weird, man. The chat's acting like that. YouTube's fucked up though, man. They've become more and more and more and more hardcore with these algorithms. It's fucking unbelievable. But yeah, as far as the program being abused by fraudsters, like I said, I guess they just have to be able to prove that balloon was, because those balloons are like 6 meters tall and a few meters wide, and they are built a certain way. So I guess they just have to prove that I guess they basically have to have it, right? Or they'd have to be the ones that turned it in. At least have pictures and shit if they're claiming things got damaged or they got hurt. Because these things do explode a little bit above the ground for maximum coverage. Oh, yeah, Jason, for real. It's all kinds of gross stuff. Yeah, they actually did say, though, that there was, in these last batches over the last couple of weeks, that there was not sewage anymore. That it was mostly like construction waste, which is also fucked up and dangerous if it's exploding above the ground and falling down on you and your children or some shit like that, or just kids in general. Yeah, that shit's fucked up. And yeah, Mandy, I got you. We're gonna talk about the Diddy stuff next Friday. We'll get more into the Diddy stuff again next Friday. I just wanted to make it through all of our news because there was some really, really weird news this week. Make sure we touched on some of the UFO Senate stuff, which we did early on. and get our trash on blast and all that kind of thing. See, Tyson only, okay, cool. So let's see what we got here. Tyson only threw like 18 punches that Pollock hit, or was scared to get hit, and the times Tyson hit him, he okay. Yeah, Mandy. You said this is where I get my Cuff Daddy information. Last I heard, he was denied bail a second time. Can't wait for the update. Yeah, I mean, I can tell you now. Yeah, he was denied for that for sure. He's trying. I believe he just got permission to ask for bail for a third time. But the reasoning they put behind it was insane. The lawyers are still coming at these charges as if like they're all based around the one woman that he beat up, and it's like, you guys aren't paying attention, or you're trying to spin this in the press and it's not going to work. Oh yeah, I did see that, Mandy. Yeah, the planes, I guess a lot of the planes that have been the airlines have been told not to fly to Haiti anymore until they can get it all under control. Because I did see that people were shooting at the planes as they were coming into the runway, and yeah, it said that one of the stewardesses was harmed. I wasn't sure if she got hit by a bullet or not. Maybe it was like shrapnel or something happened when the plane had to make a maneuver. I really wasn't sure, but that's super fucked up. I don't know why it's hard to put your mind with, some of those kind of people, especially down in Haiti. Who knows what they're thinking? It could just be haha. They might be all high and drunk and shooting in an airplane because there's no police around them and they don't think they can get in trouble for anything. I've never been to Haiti. I imagine it's kind of, I don't know, unruly. I guess would be a good word to put in that place. I guess we'll use that word. It seems like it would be a bit unruly in every way, legally, socially, civilly. It seems like it'd be a pretty wild place. Yeah, I'm not sure if they probably rerouted them right then. I did see a report though that said that they were temporarily halting all of the traffic from America to Haiti, or at least the government was strongly advising the companies. They probably can't tell them what to do, but yeah, it seemed to me like they told them don't fly over there anymore. Leave that shit be until we figure this all out. All right, Mickey. Yeah, man. Well, you stuck around. I'm getting ready to close this down anyway, Mickey. And I'm glad that you get some sleep. Hopefully the pain will subside. Any medicines or whatever you've got will help take effect, and it's late enough for your eyes to close and catch some Z's, man. I hope you feel better, even if it's for a little while. I appreciate everybody coming in tonight. Everybody that stuck around and hung out. I decided to go ahead and keep on going with the show tonight, and we'll catch back up with MRE next Friday. But yeah, leave a comment on anything. Maybe if you saw the UFO stuff, you had something you want to talk to me about, leave a comment. I'll talk back at you. You want to talk about any of the freaks that we went over tonight, or any of the news that we talked about, let me know in the comments for sure. Hit the like, and I hope everybody's got a good weekend plan. I hope you have a good night and a good day tomorrow, and I will see you very soon. Be safe.